Chapter 14:12. Ancient Devil Saint. Looking at the devil spirit saint who was shrouded in the light of death, Yi Qinfeng immediately took out a teleportation array disc and prepared to forcefully teleport away. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test. You still want to run in front of me? The devil spirit saint let out a ferocious and emotionless voice. A shocking power of Tao intent erupted from his body and forcefully cut off space, not giving Yi Qinfeng a chance to teleport away. Senior Song, Marquis, Qianming, Lei Yi, Spirit Fish, two avatars with space sealed. Yi Qinfeng immediately summoned his 6 helpers and summoned the 9 dragon jade annulus, preparing to forcefully break through space and leave. It's useless. You can't escape from my grasp. With that said, the devil spirit saint struck out with his palm. A terrifying Tao intent instantly condensed, forming a huge hand filled with demonic aura. With a power that could destroy the world, it charged towards Yi Qinfeng and company. Sword Puppet, Golden Battle God, full defense facing the devil spirit saint's attack. Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the Sword Puppet and Golden Battle God to meet it. Relying on their indestructible bodies, they blocked the devil spirit saint's attack. Facing the devil spirit saint's attack head-on, the Golden Battle God's body, which was comparable to a low-grade holy treasure, immediately cracked. Although the Sword Puppet was unharmed, the energy in its body was rapidly depleted. As for Yi Qinfeng and company, they seized the opportunity while the 2 avatars were blocking and poured powerful Tao energy into the 9 dragon jade annulus. They controlled the 9 dragon jade annulus to condense 6 deadly dragons and bombarded the space isolated by the devil spirit saint, wanting to break through it. True Devil's Hand, the 6 deadly dragons attacked as the supreme grade holy treasure True Devil's Hand appeared on his body. It annihilated everything and suppressed the 6 deadly dragons, directly shattering them. Too strong, the power of everyone was easily broken by the devil spirit saint with the help of the True Devil's Hand. This made Yi Qinfeng's heart fall to the bottom. If they couldn't break through the space isolated by him, they wouldn't be able to escape even with the cosmic realm. Go to hell, you ugly bastard. Just as Yi Qinfeng's mind was in a mess and he was trying to think of a solution, Ling Yu took out a dark green, irregular stone that Ming Shifeng had given her from her Qian Kuan ring and threw it at Devil Spirit Saint. Looking at the dark green stone flying towards it, the light of death that enveloped the dark green body suddenly trembled violently. It condensed a shield of light out of thin air and defended with all its might. Boom, 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 the dark green rock exploded, releasing a destructive power that collapsed a large area of space. The light shield that the dark green rock had condensed to control the light of death was shattered, and the space that he had isolated was shattered. Let's Go Qinfeng did not waste this excellent opportunity. He teleported everyone into the universe realm and crushed the teleportation array disc, instantly teleporting them thousands of miles away. Where are you going? The moment Yi Qinfeng teleported away, the light of death shattered, revealing his bony, true body. The lightly injured devil spirit saint roared and used a terrifying inherited secret technique to chase after Yi Qinfeng and the others. But no matter how fast he couldn't compare to the teleportation array. In the blink of an eye, he lost track of Yi Qinfeng. Ling Yu was the stone that you threw out given to you by Senior Ming Shifeng. After teleporting thousands of miles away, Yi Qinfeng appeared in a lush forest and entered the universe realm. He said with lingering fear, before I left, Senior Brother gave me a life-saving stone. He said that it could save our lives in times of danger. But that big villain was too strong, so the life-saving stone only lightly injured him. Ling Yu nodded and said, Luckily, you had this life-saving stone. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to escape this calamity. Yi Qinfeng patted Ling Yu's head affectionately and said, Big Brother Qinfeng, this Orochi God Nation is too dangerous. Why don't we leave this place? Thinking about the strength of the Devil Spirit Saint, Ling Yu was terrified. I am prepared to go to the Sea of Mystery to find the ancient herb garden in the Sea of Mystery. I want to see if there are the two main ingredients for the heavenly saint-breaking Pell elixir. Even the Orochi god nation couldn't find the phoenix blood Lingji. This made Yi Chunfeng place all his hopes on the ancient herb garden. He summoned the Emperor Sky Sword's artifact spirit. Just as Yi Chunfeng was searching for the ancient herb garden, his sharp senses sensed the aura of the devil spirit saint through the universe realm. His expression changed drastically. Could he have left a soul spirit imprint on my body? Yi Chunfeng didn't expect for the devil spirit saint to catch up so quickly. He was shocked by the devil spirit saint's strength and methods. He didn't hesitate to leave the universe realm. Without waiting for him to cut off the spatial zone, he crushed another teleportation array disk and returned to the ancient courtyard by the seaside in Chi-Si City. Following that, he crushed the last teleportation array disk and teleported to the Sea of Mystery. While controlling the God-Eater brain to check the soul spirit imprint on his body, he followed the Emperor Sky Sword's artifact spirit's guidance and traveled rapidly in the vast and boundless mysterious sea that had great dangers and opportunities. As expected, the Devil Spirit Saint had left a soul spirit imprint on my body. Under the God-Eater brain's repeated deductions, Yi Chunfeng discovered the aura of the soul spirit imprint on his ankle. Without hesitation, he interweaved a sword Dao pattern and cut off a piece of flesh on his ankle. In an instant, a large amount of blood flowed out. Roar, roar, roar. Attracted by the blood, many formidable demonic beasts that were searching for food in the Sea of Mystery immediately rushed over. They opened their bloody mouths and bit at Yi Chunfeng, wanting to tear him apart and devour him. Bronze Sword Spirit extinguish. Although the demonic beasts that were attracted by the blood were high-grade heavenly beasts, to Yi Chunfeng, they were no threat at all. Under the attack of Yi Chunfeng's Bronze Sword Spirit, the formidable demonic beasts were pierced through one after another. Large amounts of blood spurted out as they died in the Sea of Mystery. After killing dozens of demonic beasts in the sea, Yi Chunfeng ignited the Golden Rock bloodline and activated the Golden Wings feathers to the maximum. He flew out of the sea that was dyed red with blood and slowly approached the ancient herbal garden that was hidden in the depths of the Sea of Mystery. Not long after Yi Chunfeng left the sea, the extremely fast Devil Spirit Saint caught up with him. However, without the Soul Spirit imprint, it was not easy for him to find Yi Chunfeng in the Sea of Mystery. Detion Sword Spirit, it has been 3 days. How far are we from the ancient herbal garden? Yi Chunfeng swam in the Sea of Mystery tirelessly for 3 days and 3 nights. He passed through more than 10 dangerous sea regions and reached the depths of the Sea of Mystery. He felt that there was a strange force in the sea region that was interfering with the God-Eater brain. He immediately sent a voice transmission to Detion Sword Spirit. If the ancient herbal garden did not move, we should be there soon. Detion Sword Spirit appeared in his Detion sword and looked at the surrounding environment. Yi Chunfeng swam in the sea that was so dark that he could not see his own fingers. His sharp senses sensed danger as his golden wings feathers flapped vigorously. In the blink of an eye, he dodged 100 meters away. At the moment when he dodged, a spatial crack that was like a huge, devouring mouth appeared and swallowed the seawater. Detion Sword Spirit, did you also encounter a spatial crack the last time you came? Yi Chunfeng frowned and asked with a voice transmission. No, the last time I came here with the old master, the space at the bottom of the sea was very stable. I did not encounter any spatial cracks. Then do you know the secret of this Sea of Mystery? Although Yi Chunfeng was not sure why the sea region was named Mysterious, he guessed that there was a huge secret hidden in this sea region. Furthermore, the second land of inheritance of the spirit race was also here. He was not sure. Detion Sword Spirit shook his head and said, I do not understand this Sea of Mystery. Forget it. I will go to the ancient herbal garden first. If there is a chance in the future, I will explore this Sea of Mystery and look for the second land of inheritance of the spirit race. Yi Chunfeng shook his head and got rid of the distracting thoughts in his mind. He continued to travel in this fragile sea region and look for the ancient herbal garden in the Sea of Mystery. Mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 14:13. If the ancient Her garden did not move, it would be hidden in the trench in front of him. Under the guidance of the Detion sword spirit, Yi Chunfeng appeared in a bottomless trench. The Detion sword spirit scanned the surroundings and said, Sword spirit Detion, what kind of method does one need to use to enter the ancient herb garden? The ancient herb garden was surrounded by restrictions. If one wanted to enter the ancient herb garden, they would have to go through many restrictions. The Detion sword spirit tried hard to recall and said, Back then, the old master used the inherited treasures of the two sky clans to pass through the restrictions and enter the ancient herb garden. After understanding the way to enter the ancient herb garden, Yi Chunfeng did not waste any more time. He flew into the trench and quickly swam to the bottom of the trench. How? Sensing Yi Chunfeng's aura, a large number of demonic beasts hiding at the bottom of the trench were alarmed. They roared angrily and opened their mouths to bite Yi Chunfeng, who trespassed on their territory. Cosmos sword formation Yi Chunfeng didn't waste any time. 108 Qinquan swords shot out from his body, forming a sword tornado around him. The tornado frenziedly killed all the demonic beasts near him, turning them into mincemeat one by one, dyeing the seawater red. When Yi Chunfeng controlled the Cosmos sword formation to kill all the demonic beasts and quickly dived into the trench, the demon spirit saint, who released a strong soul power to search for Yi Chunfeng, vaguely felt the energy wave from the trench. His heart skipped a beat, and he quickly rushed over. Oh no, the demon spirit saint is chasing after me. Yi Chunfeng dived to the bottom of the trench and summoned the space swallower. He bit through 2 restrictions and entered the restricted space. Through the remnant soul that he left outside the trench, he sensed the demon spirit saint's aura. His face suddenly changed, and he anxiously urged, Space Swallower, use all your strength to devour the restrictions. Yes, master. The sharp teeth of the space swallower moved quickly and devoured the restrictions hidden at the bottom of the trench crazily. After devouring a large amount of demonic beast blood, the space swallower kept evolving. Its ability to devour restrictions increased greatly. When the demon spirit saint appeared in the trench, it bit through 6 restrictions. Sword spirit Detion, how many restrictions are there on the periphery of this ancient garden? Yi Chunfeng, who was following behind the space swallower bugs, found that there were a lot of space restrictions around the ancient herb garden, so he asked through telepathy. The space outside the ancient medicinal garden seems to have 20 layers of restrictions. The last restriction, in particular, is extremely tough. Back then, the old sect master spent a lot of effort before he finally managed to break through it. The Detion sword spirit replied. Hopefully, the devil spirit saint didn't find this place, or else it would be troublesome. Yi Chunfeng prayed in his heart as he followed the space swallower through the restrictive spaces. Why isn't there that brat's aura? Where'd he go? The devil spirit saint arrived at the blood-soaked trench and released his powerful soul power to cover the entire trench. However, he didn't find Yi Chunfeng, nor did he find the well-hidden spatial restriction that was integrated with the sea. His brows tightly knitted together. Did I come too late again and let him escape? After sensing for a few times, the devil spirit saint left the trench angrily and continued to search for Yi Chunfeng in the sea. Following the space swallower bugs, Yi Chunfeng passed through more than 10 layers of space restrictions. He found that the ancient herb garden wasn't attacked by the devil spirit saint and heaved a sigh of relief. He patiently followed behind the space swallower bugs and got closer to the ancient herb garden. The space swallower bug spent close to a day, and after passing through 19 layers of space restrictions, they were stopped by a sky-like space restriction that was flowing with a large amount of light that isolated the entire space. This sky-like space restriction was the last and most powerful space restriction that the space swallower bugs had mentioned. Space swallower bugs, take a rest before you devour this space restriction. After devouring 19 layers of space restrictions without resting, the space swallower bugs were exhausted. Since the devil spirit saint didn't chase after him, Yi Chunfeng didn't have anything to worry about and wasn't in a hurry. After the space swallower bugs devoured a drop of heavenly beast blood essence to recover its energy, Yi Chunfeng's sharp senses suddenly detected danger and instinctively blocked in front of the space swallower bugs. Chi, the space in front of Yi Chunfeng was densely folded, and like a surging tide, it continuously attacked his body. If not for the fact that Yi Chunfeng's body was comparable to the Gu Dao treasure, the densely folded space would have destroyed his physical body. What was that? Relying on his powerful physical body, Yi Chunfeng resisted the attack of the folded space. His eyes narrowed as he saw a figure with no facial features or legs appear in the restricted space. This figure was filled with powerful spatial energy as it floated in the air. Space spirit, when Yi Chunfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense the human figure in front of him, he was pleasantly surprised. He didn't expect that a space spirit would be born in this space restriction. The space spirit was born from the space energy after countless years and had a certain level of intelligence. It could control the space energy to attack. Although the space spirit was very difficult to deal with, if one could capture the space spirit and refine it, they would have a chance to comprehend the space laws that the space spirit controlled. It was very precious. After the attack was neutralized by Yi Chunfeng, the space spirit continued to control the space energy to attack Yi Chunfeng. It wanted to kill Yi Chunfeng and the space swallower bugs that trespassed into its domain. Senior Song, Lei Yi, Fire Qilin, quickly come out and help me. Yi Chunfeng was afraid that the space spirit would run away and miss out on this great opportunity. He immediately summoned Song Kunwu and the others. They crushed the space that was constantly crumbling, sealing off all of the space spirits dodging space as they launched ferocious attacks at him. Although the space spirit was powerful and unpredictable, it couldn't withstand the continuous attacks of Yi Chunfeng and the others. It was completely suppressed. The dragon-subduing pillars suppressed heaven and earth. Just as the space spirit's injuries worsened and wanted to use the space energy to escape, Yi Chunfeng summoned the 3 spirit-grade Dao diagrams and condensed 9 coiling dragon divine pillars. They suppressed heaven and earth and suppressed the space spirit who was riddled with scars. In the next moment, Song Kunwu and the others controlled their respective saint treasures and attacked continuously, forcibly suppressing the space spirit. Chaos Divine Wood, devour. When Song Kunwu and the others worked together to suppress the space spirit, Yi Chunfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Wood. It extended countless strands of 5-colored roots and directly entered the space spirit, devouring it. Chunfeng, what were we suppressing just now? Although Song Kunwu had lived for countless years, this was the first time he saw a space spirit that could control the space energy. He asked curiously, that is the space spirit that was born from the space energy. Its body contains the space laws. Yi Chunfeng explained. Song Kunwu didn't expect there to be such a creature in the space. It was an eye-opener for him. Senior Song, Lei Yi, Fire Qilin, protect me and the space-swallowing bug. Yi Chunfeng instructed and began to control the God-Eater brain to study the space spirit that was devoured by the Chaos Divine Wood. The space-swallowing bug that had refined the heavenly beast's blood essence had also replenished its energy. It grinded its razor-sharp teeth and began to devour the last layer of the sky canopy. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1414. The spatial law was indeed very mysterious. When Yi Chunfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to understand the spatial spirit, he realized that the spatial law was much more mysterious and profound than he had imagined. It involved a lot of areas that he had never touched before. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test luckily. The spatial spirit that the primal chaos divine would devoured contained the first 2 levels of the spatial law. In addition to the God-Eater brain's powerful deduction ability, after 3 days of understanding, he had basically grasped the first level of the spatial law, the spatial trajectory. Although the spatial trajectory's offensive power wasn't strong, it was very practical. The Heaven Stealer could steal treasures without anyone noticing because it had grasped the spatial trajectory. As Yi Chunfeng patiently continued to understand the second level of the spatial law, the spatial fold, the space swallower used a tremendous amount of effort and finally bit through the heaven-like restriction. Come, let's go in. After the last restriction was bitten through, Yi Chunfeng didn't hesitate and immediately led everyone through the gap in the restriction. They entered a primeval forest that was filled with towering ancient trees and was filled with powerful spiritual energy. Such dense spiritual energy. Chunfeng, where's this place? Song Kun Wu took a deep breath and sucked the almost liquid spiritual energy into his body. He realized that the spiritual energy in this space wasn't only dense, it was also very pure. It was rarely seen in the outside world. This was an abandoned ancient medicinal garden discovered by the 9 Heavens Divine Kingdom in the past. There were many ancient heaven and earth spirit herbs growing here. Yi Chunfeng took a look at the surroundings of the ancient medicinal garden and explained. Song Kun Wu's deep eyes were filled with surprise. I didn't expect there to be such a good place in the mysterious sea. If I can pick a few stalks of million-year-old herbs, I might be able to reach the peak of the 4-star Dao Saint realm. Yi Chunfeng asked, Di Tian, what's so dangerous about this ancient herb garden? This ancient herb garden is very dangerous. Every stalk of ancient herb has a terrifying life form guarding it. Back then, the old master was hunted down by a spirit creature in the form of a fire phoenix. He narrowly escaped from his place. Di Tian said, could it be the phoenix blood Ganoderma? Yi Chunfeng was tempted. Let's go and take a look at this ancient medicinal garden. I hope the phoenix blood Ganoderma and rebirth fruit that I need are growing here. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng mounted the fire qilin and steered it into the depths of the primeval forest that covered the sky and the sun. The trees were tall and strong, and the terrain was complex. What a powerful spirituality. There's a spiritual object of heaven and earth in front of me. Yi Chunfeng rode the fire qilin, galloping in the primeval forest for several hours without finding anything. Suddenly, his sensitive soul power sensed a strong spiritual aura not far from him. He frowned, riding the fire qilin, and rushed over. What is that? Through a lush thicket, Yi Chunfeng saw a dark valley in front of him. The valley was crisscrossed with huge branches, and on the branches were tens of thousands of strange black insects. They were the size of a fist, had long and thin heads, a circle of sharp teeth, and 3 poisonous thorns on their tails. Desolate worms. Why were there so many hateful desolate worms here? Weren't these worms extinct long ago? Looking at the strange black insects in front of him, the fire qilin recognized the origin of these insects and said with disgust, Desolate worms. These were the desolate worms that could devour Dao artifacts. The God-Eater brain also had an introduction to these desolate worms. Their destructive power was above the gold-devouring beetles. They could even easily devour Dao artifacts. They were absolutely nightmarish existences. Just what kind of spirit item was growing in this valley? It was actually guarded by so many desolate worms. Seeing the densely packed desolate insects in the valley, Yi Chunfeng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. He released a powerful soul force into the valley to investigate the actual situation of the valley. Demonic echo grass. This valley actually had several stalks of demonic echo grass that were over 1 million years old. Yi Chunfeng suddenly opened his tightly closed eyes, revealing a look of pleasant surprise. Disregarding the value of the demonic echo grass, just the fact that it was over 1 million years old was enough to shock the world. If he could pluck 1 million-year-old demonic echo grass, the golden clear dragon bloodline strength would increase greatly. It might even have the chance to evolve into a mid-grade saint beast. Even for the fire Qilin, it would be an excellent supplement. Come, let's charge in and use the sacred fire to deal with the desolate worms and pluck the demonic echo grass. Yi Chunfeng rode on the fire Qilin and summoned the heaven-burning sacred fire. Demonic echo grass, the fire Qilin's bell-sized eyes burned with passion. Its majestic body emitted rolling sacred flames as it carried Yi Chunfeng into the dark valley. It smashed into the withered trees that were scattered everywhere, alarming the desolate insects that were resting on the withered trees. Buzz, buzz. Seeing the overwhelming number of desolate worms, Yi Chunfeng and the fire Qilin pushed the sacred fire's power to the limit, burning the terrifying desolate worms to ashes. However, there were too many desolate worms in the valley. Furthermore, the desolate worms did not have high intelligence. They did not fear death and only knew how to kill. This created quite a bit of trouble for Yi Chunfeng and the fire Qilin. Purple Beginnings' Sacred Thunder, Universe Sword Array. The fire Qilin that was moving at an extremely fast speed was obstructed. Yi Chunfeng immediately released the Purple Beginnings' Sacred Thunder and summoned the Universe Sword Array. He used all his strength to kill the desolate worms as he continued to move towards the valley where the demonic echo grass grew. Humans, how did you enter this place? Suddenly, an angry roar sounded. A desolate worm king that was more than 5 meters long and covered in barbs appeared in the void. It flapped its dark golden wings and spoke in human language. Sacred beast, this desolate worm king was actually a sacred beast. Looking at the desolate worm king in the void, Yi Chunfeng revealed a look of shock. When the God-Eater brain searched the valley, it did not sense the existence of the desolate worm king. Could it be that there were other treasures in the valley other than the demonic echo grass? Thinking of this possibility, Yi Chunfeng summoned the golden battle god that had been blasted apart by the ancient fiend sage. It unleashed a might comparable to an inferior grade Dao treasure and bombarded the desolate worm king. Boom! The golden battle god and the desolate worm king's powerful bodies collided. It was like two meteors colliding, erupting with a shocking explosive force that caused the entire void to tremble violently. While the golden battle god and the desolate worm king were engaged in an intense battle, Yi Chunfeng rode on the fire Qilin and attacked ferociously. He burned the desolate worms and continued advancing into the valley. Finally, after an intense battle, Yi Chunfeng rode the fire Qilin to the end of the valley. He saw a small depression filled with spirituality. There were 5 dark gray, 3-inch-tall demonic echo grass with 3 spirit pearls hanging down. And behind the depression, there was a black hole filled with strange power. A 5-meter-long desolate worm king was crawling out of the black hole. It let out a terrifying hiss at Yi Chunfeng and the fire Qilin. Another inferior grade, sacred beast desolate worm king. It seemed like the desolate worm king's breakthrough to the sacred beast level had something to do with the item in the black hole. Yi Chunfeng's eyes lit up as he summoned the sword puppet and attacked the desolate worm king. An intense battle began. Universe Realm. When the sword puppet unleashed a powerful attack and suppressed the desolate worm king, Yi Chunfeng controlled the universe sword formation and cut open the depression filled with spirituality. He uprooted the 5 demonic echo grass that were over 1 million years old and moved them into the universe realm. Despicable human, I'll destroy you. Seeing the 5 demonic echo grass disappear in front of its eyes, the desolate worm king that was fighting the sword puppet fell into a frenzy and attacked crazily. However, the sword puppet's attack was too terrifying and its defense was indestructible. It was completely restrained, preventing it from attacking Yi Chunfeng. Fire Qilin, let's enter the cave and see what's inside. Yi Chunfeng glanced at the cave filled with mysterious power. He rode the fire Qilin and charged into the mysterious cave amidst the desolate worm king's angry roars. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record your reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 14-15. Buzz. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement. Test when Yi Feng rode the fire Qilin into the mysterious black hole. The entire black hole became restless. Like a black tide, the desolate insects let out ferocious cries as they attacked Yi Feng and the fire Qilin. They wanted to devour the two of them who had barged in without permission. Fire Qilin life and death disc seeing the surging desolate insect horde. The fire Qilin's body released the burning life and death disc. It distorted space and bombarded the desolate insect horde, instantly annihilating thousands of desolate insects. Wrath of divine punishment. When the fire Qilin launched its ferocious attack, Yi Feng controlled the two sacred spirits to fuse with the dual polar ancient heavenly water. They turned into an energy that was like the wrath of a god as they annihilated the ferocious desolate insects. However, there were too many desolate insects in the cave. They blocked the entire cave, giving Yi Feng and company immense pressure. Their speed was constantly limited. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Chaos Divine Beast, and Marquis Qianming all came out. In order to obtain the treasure that the desolate insects had been guarding for many years, Yi Feng summoned many helpers. They ferociously attacked the incoming desolate insect horde. Under Tsang Kunwu and company's control of their sacred treasures, large numbers of desolate insects were turned into ashes. The entire cave trembled violently as it was filled with crisscrossing cracks. Finally, the group slaughtered their way and killed countless desolate insects. They stepped on the thick corpses of the desolate insects and arrived at the gourd-shaped end of the cave. Through the dim light, they saw more than 1,000-meter-long stalactites that were as sharp as swords dripping into a pool of water. They were dripping dark red liquid that contained pure energy. Oh my, this is the spirit-dissolving liquid. Seeing the dark red liquid dripping down from the stalactites, the Chaos Divine Beast's eyes emitted a burning glow as he drooled. Chaos, what is this spirit-dissolving liquid? Yi Feng asked. The spirit-dissolving liquid is also known as the demonic spirit liquid. It is an energy liquid that is extremely nourishing for us demonic beasts. Even in the heaven region, it is extremely rare. Such a pool of spirit-dissolving liquid must have been nurtured for more than 1,000,000 years. The Chaos Divine Beast, who had recovered a portion of its inherited memories, opened its bloody mouth and said excitedly, "All right, I'll give you this spiritual transformation liquid. Strive to break through to mid-tier holy beast as soon as possible." Although Yi Feng possessed an extremely terrifying power, the power he possessed was far from enough to deal with the ancient almighty in the divine kingdom who had yet to die. If he wanted to contend against them, he had to increase his strength. Wait, don't get any closer. Just when the three sacred beasts could not contain their excitement and wanted to devour the spirit-dissolving liquid to increase their strength, Yi Feng suddenly called out to them and looked towards a dark corner at the end of the gloomy cave. In the next moment, under his control, the holy thunder of purple beginnings turned into a 10,000-meter-long explosion. It blasted over, causing a wave of angry roars. "Human, you found me." An angry roar sounded. A 3-meter-long giant wild insect, covered in thick scales, covered with sharp, poisonous thorns, with a slender head like a pangolin, and exuding a soaring, demonic aura, shattered the attack of the holy thunder of purple beginnings. It flapped its huge wings, shaking the space and flying out. The mid-level sacred beast looked at the giant desolate insect in front of it. Yi Feng revealed a surprised expression. It seemed that this desolate insect was the emperor of all the desolate insects. The desolate insects outside were all born from it and the two desolate insect kings. "Give it to me. Watch me swallow it." The fire Qilin breathed out flames from its nose and said with high fighting spirit, "Don't kill it." Yi Feng said, "It has other uses. Let's suppress it together." "Boss, you don't want to subdue it, do you?" The Chaos Divine Beast asked. No, I'm going to give it to the Orochi Imperial family. I just don't know if the people of the Orochi Imperial family will like this gift. Yi Chenfeng shook his head, revealing a playful smile. Good idea. The Chaos Divine Beast opened its big mouth and transformed into its strongest battle form. Holding the sky-splitting double axes, the Chaos Five Elements light intertwined and launched a fierce attack on the Wild Insect Queen. When the Chaos Divine Beast attacked, the two holy beasts, Song Kunwu, and the others also attacked the terrifying Wild Insect Queen that was almost at the peak of the Nirvana heavenly realm, restraining its attack. Ancient Map Fragment, Forbidden Area. In order to prevent the precious spirit-dissolving liquid from being affected, Yi Chenfeng didn't attack. Instead, he controlled the ancient map fragment to restrict the spirit-dissolving pool, resisting the terrifying power that came crashing down. The Wild Insect Queen unleashed its full power, almost exceeding the limit of the Nirvana heavenly realm. However, Song Kunwu was a 4-star Dao Saint, and his strength was far above it. As time went by, the Desolate Insect Queen's injuries gradually worsened. The sharp and poisonous thorns were shattered by Song Kunwu and the others. The thick scales were severely damaged, revealing the dark gray flesh underneath. Blood gushed out from the wounds. With its injuries worsening, the highly intelligent Wild Insect Queen immediately controlled a large number of wild insects to fly over and attack Yi Chenfeng and the others. Although the wild insects' attacks were strong and could devour Dao artifacts, they couldn't cause any harm to Song Kunwu and the Fire Qilin. Slowly, the Baron Bug Emperor's injuries became more and more serious, only having enough strength to defend himself. He developed thoughts of running away, wishing to escape from this place. Kunwu Realm, Black Raven's Sacred Flag, suppress. Song Kunwu and Lei reacted quickly. When the Wild Insect Queen wanted to use the Wild Insect's attacks to escape, they each controlled 2 mid-grade sage treasures to suppress the Wild Insect Queen's body. Terrifying Dao intent exploded from the 2 mid-grade sage treasures, destroying the space and forcibly suppressing its heavily injured body. Ancient Ming's song when the Wild Insect Queen burned its powerful demonic energy to resist, the God-Eater brain quickly deduced and produced the sound of the Great Dao. It directly attacked the Wild Insect Queen's soul and weakened its resistance. Finally, with everyone's efforts, the Wild Insect Queen stopped resisting and fainted. It was sent into the universe realm by Yi Chenfeng. Buzz, buzz. When the Wild Insect Queen disappeared, the countless wild insects were enraged. They attacked Yi Chenfeng and the others at all costs. At this time, Yi Chenfeng opened the entrance of the universe realm and deliberately released the Wild Insect Queen's aura to attract a large number of wild insects into the universe realm. Soon, the wild insects in the cave entered the universe realm and were all suppressed by Yi Chenfeng with the power of the universe realm. After successfully suppressing the Wild Insect Queen and thousands of wild insects, Yi Chenfeng revealed a faint smile. He took out 3-million-year-old demon echo grass and gave it to the 3 sacred beasts, saying, "Quickly absorb the spirit-dissolving liquid and try to improve your strength as soon as possible. Don't worry, boss. With this demon echo grass and the spirit-dissolving liquid, I will definitely break through to become a mid-grade sacred beast." The Chaos Divine Beast said excitedly. It quickly came to the spirit-dissolving pool with the Fire Qilin and the Golden Dragon Bloodlion. They fought to be the first to swallow the spirit-dissolving liquid. The spirit-dissolving liquid contained a large amount of energy. After swallowing a large amount of spirit-dissolving liquid, the 3 sacred beasts were slowly pushed back by the huge energy released by the spirit-dissolving liquid. However, they were all gifted sacred beasts. Their bloodline was very terrifying. They could completely withstand the energy released by the spirit-dissolving liquid and control the demon core to refine it. Seeing that the 3 sacred beasts had absorbed the spirit-dissolving liquid, Yi Chenfeng controlled the bronze sword soul to cut off the stalactites that produced the spirit-dissolving liquid and left the cave. He collected the demon cores of the 2 wild insect kings killed by the 2 clones and refined their hearts into essence blood. He gave it to the space-swallowing insect and left the valley where the wild insects lived. He continued to look for other ancient spiritual herbs in the ancient medicinal garden. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 14:16. Time passed day by day, and soon a month had passed. In this month, Yi Chunfeng had killed a large number of ancient demonic beasts and obtained 4 ancient spiritual herbs that were over 700,000 years old. However, he did not keep the ancient spiritual herbs for himself. He gave them to the spiritual fish, Tsang Kunwu, Lei Yi, and Marquis Qianming to increase their strength. Could it be that the ancient herb garden did not have the main ingredient for the heavenly saint-breaking pill? After searching for a month, Yi Chunfeng did not find the rebirth fruit, Phoenix blood Ganoderma, or Kuan wood. This made him anxious. If he could not break through to the Tao Saint realm, not only would he not be able to tear open the heaven region's gate, he would also not be able to fight against the 3 divine kingdoms. It could be said that his fate was already tied to the heavenly saint-breaking pill. And restriction. What a powerful restriction. As he flew, Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul power suddenly sensed a powerful restriction in the depths of the forest in front of him. His golden wings flapped violently as he flew over an extremely fast speed, arriving outside of a valley. Space-swallowing bug, restriction breaking. Feeling that the restriction in front of him was very powerful, Yi Chunfeng did not forcefully break it. Instead, he summoned the space-swallowing bug to devour the restriction. After about a day, the tireless space-swallowing bug bit through the powerful restriction. Yi Chunfeng quickly entered the restriction and found that in the middle of a lush grassland, there was a 3-meter-tall ancient tree that had very few branches and leaves. The tree trunk was filled with winding patterns and looked like a human. Kuan wood. I finally found the Kuan wood in the ancient herb garden. Looking at the human-shaped ancient tree in front of him, Yi Chunfeng was overjoyed. He immediately recognized that this ancient tree was one of the main ingredients for the heavenly saint-breaking pill, the Kuan wood. The growth of the Kuan wood was extremely long. It took 100,000 years for it to grow half a meter tall. However, the Kuan wood in front of him was more than 3 meters tall. It was enough to show that it was over 600,000 years old. If used to refine pills, it would definitely be able to refine peak-grade pills. Human, this is not a place that you should set foot in. If you leave now, I can spare your life. Suddenly, an aged voice rang out from the tree of Kuan. An aged face appeared on the thick trunk of the tree of Kuan. It spoke in human language and threatened Yi Chunfeng. I'm afraid you've made a mistake. It's not a question of whether you kill me, but whether I eradicate you. Yi Chunfeng said calmly. But if you're willing to give me half of the Kuan wood branch, I'll let you go. Human, angering me won't do you any good, the old face of the Kuan wood said coldly. Looks like we can't reach an agreement. Since that's the case, let's see who's more powerful. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng stepped forward with his sword and suddenly approached the 3-meter-tall Kuan tree. 108 Qin Kuan swords flew out of his body and attacked the Kuan tree under his control. As the Cosmo swords flew over, the Kuan tree immediately shook its somewhat bare treetop and clashed fiercely with the Cosmo swords, creating invisible sparks in midair. As expected of an ancient strange wood, it was extremely hard. After experiencing the toughness and hardness of the Kuan tree, Yi Chunfeng controlled the bronze sword soul to merge into the Cosmo sword formation to increase the power of the sword formation. He continued to attack the Kuan tree, trying to suppress its attack. Tree root prison. The branches of the Kuan wood branch were constantly cut down by the Cosmo swords, angering the ancient Kuan tree. Black roots broke through the hard ground like dragons and turned into a tree root prison, directly trapping Yi Chunfeng inside and attacking his body intensively. Sky-burning sacred fire under the powerful attack of the Kuan tree root, Yi Chunfeng immediately summoned the sky-burning sacred fire, enveloping his entire body and burning the Kuan tree root. Sacred fire. You actually have a sacred fire. Sacred fire was the nemesis of the Kuan tree. Under the attack of the sky-burning sacred fire, the Kuan tree root let out a painful roar. The tree root prison that trapped Yi Qinfeng burned fiercely, greatly damaging the Kuan tree's body. After experiencing Yi Qinfeng's methods, the Kuan tree root was scared. The 3-meter-tall tree body kept changing forms and finally turned into a treant, escaping out of the forbidden space. Where are you going? When Yi Qinfeng saw the Kuan tree transforming and escaping, he immediately stepped forward with his sword and increased his speed by 10 times to chase after it. He also summoned Song Kuan Wu, Lei Yi, and the Marquis of Qianming to attack the Kuan tree root together, worsening its injuries and not giving it a chance to escape. For Star Dao Saints, who are you? Sensing Song Kuan Wu's strength, the Kuan tree root was scared. It let out a terrified cry and used all its strength to defend while looking for a chance to escape. 9 Flood Dragon Diagram. Suppress. While the Kuan tree root was using all its strength to defend, Yi Qinfeng deduced the 3 spirit grade Dao diagrams to the extreme. A sea of Dao intent appeared above his head and merged with the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram. He controlled the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram to condense 9 Flood Dragon spirits that were baring their fangs and brandishing their claws. They evolved the Dao and continuously attacked the Kuan tree root, shattering its defenses and sending it flying 100 meters away. Without giving the Kuan tree root a chance to breathe, Song Kuan Wu and the other 2 controlled their quasi-sage treasures to attack it. They continuously attacked the body of the Kuan tree root, forcibly shattering its powerful body and weakening its strength. Lowly humans, even if I die, I won't let you succeed. Unable to block the attacks of Yi Qinfeng and the others, the Kuan tree root was in despair. It was about to burn its body and launch its final attack. 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. Suppress. At the crucial moment, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. Borrowing the Dao intent released by Song Kuan Wu and the other 3, it greatly increased the power of the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. It turned into a light wall that was dozens of meters tall. It brought along a boundless pressure and fiercely suppressed the Kuan tree root. It shattered the Kuan tree root and scattered its soul. A large number of precious Kuan tree branches scattered on the ground. Universe Realm. Collect. After using the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus to kill the Kuan tree root, Yi Qinfeng immediately collected a large number of Kuan tree branches into the Universe Realm. After obtaining the 600,000-year-old Kuan tree branches, Yi Qinfeng only lacked the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma and the Rebirth Fruit to gather the main ingredients to refine the Heavenly Saint Breaking Pellet. However, among the main ingredients of the Heavenly Saint Breaking Pellet, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma and the Rebirth Fruit were the rarest and most precious. These 2 spirit items were almost irreplaceable. Without them, it was impossible to refine the complete Heavenly Saint Breaking Pellet. Sai, God bless me. I hope this ancient herb garden has the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma and the Rebirth Fruit. Otherwise, I can only give up some things and switch to the Nirvana realm. Yi Qinfeng sighed softly and rested for a while in this restricted space filled with spiritual energy. After recovering the soul force that he had expended, he flew out of this place and continued to search for ancient spirit herbs in the ancient medicine garden. Soon, another month had passed. Just as Yi Qinfeng was searching for ancient spirit herbs and killing powerful demonic beasts without rest, his powerful soul sensed a powerful restriction in the depths of the mountain range in the distance. The strength of this restriction far exceeded the restriction that protected the Kuan tree root. This made his eyes light up as he sped up and flew over. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1417. Space Swallower Bug. Seal break arriving at the powerful seal. Yi Chunfeng summoned the space swallower bug again and ordered it to quickly devour the powerful seal. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement test, because the restriction in front of them was too powerful. Even with the powerful ability of the space swallowing bug, it took 4 days and 4 nights to bite a large hole in the powerful restriction with great difficulty. So cold, why is this seal space so cold? When Yi Chunfeng entered the dense fog, he could not see clearly in this restricted space. Yi Chunfeng felt that the temperature in this space was extremely low. His entire body trembled for some reason. Yes, the God-Eater brain's senses were restricted. When Yi Chunfeng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to sense this seal space covered by clouds, he was surprised to find that the God-Eater brain's soul power was greatly restricted and could only extend to 10 meters away. What was in this space that even the God-Eater brain could restrain? Yi Chunfeng felt that this cloud space was not normal, so he summoned 2 clones and carefully traversed through the clouds. Water pool. There was a water pool in this space. After walking for several hundred meters, Yi Chunfeng passed through the slowly drifting clouds and found a quiet pool. In the center of the pool, there was a strange flower that looked like a lotus flower. It was sparkling and translucent. On top of the strange flower, there were 2 longan-sized dark blue fruits that shone with light. These were the Water Emperor fruits. Yi Chunfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense the 2 dark blue fruits and found that these 2 fruits contained powerful Emperor Qi. He guessed the origin of these 2 fruits. The Water Emperor fruit was a high-level saint spirit, and a low-level world like the Duhan continent could not breed it at all. The Water Emperor fruit's growth cycle was extremely long, and it would bloom once every 500,000 years, bear fruit once every 500,000 years, and ripen once every 500,000 years. From the color of the Water Emperor fruit, these 2 Water Emperor fruits were already ripe and had been growing for more than 5 million years. The value of a ripe Water Emperor fruit was even more precious than a mid-grade sacred pill. After consuming it, there was a high chance that it could directly raise a Tao saint by 1 level. Yi Chunfeng never thought that there would be 2 ripe Water Emperor fruits in this ancient herb garden. Could it be that this ancient herb garden came from the Heaven Domain? Through the Water Emperor fruits, Yi Chunfeng could vaguely guess the origin of this ancient herb garden. Golden War God, go pick the Water Emperor fruit. Yi Chunfeng didn't blindly approach the Water Emperor fruit. Instead, he ordered the Golden Battle God to probe the Water Emperor fruit's surroundings and lure out the item guarding it. Kakakawin, the Golden Battle God, approached the pool that nurtured the Water Emperor fruits. A powerful frost aura surged out of the pool and attacked the Golden Battle God. Instantly, it froze the Golden Battle God, which was comparable to a low-grade sacred treasure, into an ice sculpture. He couldn't move. Holy water. The Water Emperor fruit's protective item was actually a ball of powerful holy water. Looking at the instantly frozen Golden Battle God, Yi Chunfeng's deep eyes shot out beams of light. He looked at the violently fluctuating pool and revealed a look of surprise. If he could subdue the holy water in the pool, the power of his wrath of divine punishment would greatly increase. It would definitely become his trump card. Sky-rending hand, Yi Chunfeng's pupils constricted as he locked onto the faintly discernible holy water in the pool. The 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams merged together and transformed into a huge Tao hand that slammed into the pool and attacked the holy water. Crack! The moment the sky-rending hand hit the holy water, a terrifying frost chi penetrated the sky-rending hand and instantly froze it. Then, a large amount of frost chi emerged from the pool and quickly froze the pool. The 2 Water Emperor fruits and the Water Emperor flower sank to the bottom of the pool. Sky-burning sacred flame melt. Seeing the Water Emperor fruit sink to the bottom of the pool and the entire pool freeze, Yi Chunfeng immediately summoned the sky-burning sacred flame and burned it toward the frozen pool. Sacred flame, you actually have the sacred flame that I hate the most. Sensing the aura of the sky-burning sacred flame, the holy water hiding at the bottom of the pool let out an angry roar and continuously released powerful frost chi to resist the burning of the sky-burning sacred flame. However, The temperature of the sky-burning sacred flame was too high. The frozen pool kept melting, and a huge ice cave appeared. Cosmos Sword Formation, break! With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Cosmos Sword Formation. It spun rapidly, constantly breaking through the ice cave that was melted by the sky-burning sacred flame, and swam to the bottom of the pool. Boundless frost to the ice cave was constantly broken open, and Yi Qinfeng quickly approached. The holy water hidden at the bottom of the pool immediately released a powerful frost chi that froze Yi Qinfeng, wanting to freeze him to death. However, under the suppression of the sky-burning sacred flame, the holy water's boundless frost chi was constantly restrained. It could not freeze Yi Qinfeng's body at all and cause fatal damage to him. After arriving at the bottom of the pool, Yi Qinfeng locked onto the holy water that was constantly changing forms and containing an extremely large amount of power beside the two water emperor fruits. Swoosh! Without waiting for Yi Qinfeng to attack, the holy water that had protected the water emperor fruits for God knows how many years suddenly acted. The erratic holy water compressed rapidly, compressing its power to the extreme, turning into an extremely sharp spike. It shot towards Yi Qinfeng at a speed several times faster than the speed of light. The holy water's attack was extremely fast, so fast that it was too fast for one's eyes to take in. However, with the God-Eater Brain's deduction, Yi Qinfeng predicted the holy water's attack trajectory in advance and faced it with the Dragon's Pine Sacred Sword. Buzz! The tip of the Dragon's Pine Sacred Sword collided with the holy water that had turned into a spike, creating a boundless rebound force that forcefully tore open the space at the bottom of the pool. Bronze Sword Soul, Fusion Divine, Demon Bloodline, Ignition facing the holy water, Yi Qinfeng did not dare to be careless. The moment he faced the holy water's attack head-on, the Bronze Sword Soul fused into the Dragon's Pine Sacred Sword and ignited his divine demon bloodline, increasing his strength by 3 times, forcing the holy water back with one strike. Sky Incinerating Sacred Flame, Purple Beginnings Sacred Lightning, attacked the moment the holy water was forced back. Yi Qinfeng controlled the 2 sacred spirits to attack the holy water continuously, using all their strength to restrain its attack. Senior Tsang used all his strength to suppress the holy water. When the holy water was restrained by the 2 sacred spirits, Yi Qinfeng summoned Tsang Kunwu, Lei Yi, and the rest. With everyone's strength, they worked together to suppress the holy water. In the pool, although the holy water could unleash its power for a long period of time, facing Yi Qinfeng and the rest's tide-like attacks, it could not withstand it all. The cold power it released was completely restrained, and the terrifying holy water body was destroyed time and time again. In the end, the holy water, whose resistance was getting weaker and weaker, was suppressed by Tsang Kunwu and the rest with the help of the sacred artifacts. Primal Chaos Divine Wood. Devour the moment the holy water was suppressed. Yi Qinfeng summoned the Primal Chaos Divine Wood. Tens of thousands of 5-colored roots extended out and broke into the holy water, quickly devouring it. Soon, this incomparably precious holy water was completely devoured by the Primal Chaos Divine Wood. Water Emperor Fruit. Harvest. After storing the Primal Chaos Divine Wood into his body, Yi Qinfeng controlled the Cosmos Sword to carefully dig up the incomparably precious Water Emperor Fruit and moved it into the Cosmos Realm. After breaking out of the bone-chilling cold pool, he continued to look for other ancient spiritual herbs in this cloud-restricted space. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. The next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1418. If I can refine the heavenly saint-breaking elixir and consume 2 water emperor fruits that are more than 5 million years old, I should be able to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm in a short period of time. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, thinking about the powerful effects of the two Water Emperor fruits. Yi Qinfeng was looking forward to refining the heavenly saint-breaking elixir even more. What is that? As Yi Qinfeng patiently passed through the layers of clouds in search of ancient spirit herbs, he discovered an ancient, mottled pine tree in front of him that exuded the vicissitudes of time. Under the pine tree, there was an ancient coffin that was covered in ancient patterns. It was completely black and swallowed all the light around it. It was more than 3 meters long. The mysterious power that had been interfering with the God-Eater brain's detection came from this mysterious ancient coffin. Ancient coffin? Why is there an ancient coffin here? Looking at the ancient coffin that looked like a black hole, Yi Qinfeng was shocked. He didn't approach it blindly and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. What is in this ancient coffin? Why does it contain such a terrifying, evil power? After the God-Eater brain's deduction, Yi Qinfeng became serious. He had a feeling that if he released the thing in the ancient coffin, his life would be in danger. Maybe Sacred Water knew the secret of this ancient coffin. After pondering for a while, Yi Qinfeng slightly distanced himself from this ancient coffin. He controlled the God-Eater brain's power and penetrated it into the chaos divine would to forcefully search Sacred Water's soul. Sacred Water tried its best to resist, but it couldn't break free from the chaos divine wood's suppression. It could only let Yi Qinfeng slowly learn the secrets in its soul. This ancient medicinal garden really had the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit. Although Yi Qinfeng didn't learn the secret of the ancient coffin from Sacred Water's soul, he accidentally learned the location of a few precious ancient herbs in the ancient medicinal garden. Among them were the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit that he needed the most. Should I take the risk and move this ancient coffin into the universe realm? Yi Qinfeng looked at the ancient coffin that was swallowing light and was being suppressed by the ancient pine tree. He hesitated if he should take it away. Although it was very risky to bring the ancient coffin with him, he felt that there might be great opportunities in the ancient coffin. It would be a pity to give it up. After hesitating, he decided to take the risk and take the ancient coffin with him. Universe realm. Yi Qinfeng took a deep breath and summoned the universe mirror from his body. He controlled the universe mirror to expand and release a powerful teleportation force. He tried to teleport Gu Song and the black coffin into the universe mirror. Buzz affected by the suction of the universe mirror. The ancient pine tree, suppressing the black ancient coffin, immediately swayed, resisting the suction force released by the universe mirror. After trying for over 2 hours, Yi Qinfeng was still unable to suck the ancient pine tree and the black coffin into the universe mirror. He immediately changed his strategy. He controlled the 108 cosmic swords to cut open the ground within a 1-mile radius around the ancient coffin, sucking the entire ground into the universe mirror. Few success. After successfully storing the ancient black coffin into the universe realm, Yi Qinfeng let out a long sigh of relief and revealed a faint smile. But in the next moment, the smile on his face froze. He felt that when the ancient coffin entered the universe realm, it suddenly became restless. A powerful evil energy was released, attacking the ancient pine that was suppressing it. Without hesitation, it entered the universe realm. Boss, what is this ancient coffin suppressing? Why is it releasing such a terrifying evil energy? The divine beast of chaos widened his eyes. Looking at the restless black ancient coffin that was releasing evil energy and attacking the ancient pine tree, he felt a chill down his spine. I don't know either. Yi Qinfeng frowned and said seriously, "Everyone, help me suppress this ancient coffin. Don't let the thing in the ancient coffin come out." Okay. Song Kunwu and the others controlled their saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures to suppress the ancient black coffin without hesitation. They wanted to seal the ancient coffin together. However, the evil energy released by the ancient black coffin was too terrifying. Without the power of the earth, the ancient pine tree's power was greatly weakened. Everyone's power and the power of the universe realm couldn't suppress it. Chaos Divine would suppress. The 9-dragon picture failed to suppress the ancient black coffin. Yi Qinfeng summoned his natal treasure, the chaos divine would, and use its power to forcefully suppress the ancient black coffin. If the chaos divine would couldn't suppress it, Yi Chunfeng would have to give it up. Suppressing the ancient black coffin, the chaos divine would reflected the light of the five elements. It kept transforming into a big tree and forcefully suppressed the ancient black coffin. However, the evil energy in the ancient black coffin was too terrifying. Even the chaos divine couldn't suppress it. Seeing the mysterious energy in the ancient black coffin shatter everyone's suppression and shatter the ancient pine tree that had suppressed it for countless years, the mysterious golden blood in the chaos divine appeared and entered the ancient black coffin. In the next moment, the restless ancient black coffin calmed down. The evil energy also disappeared. The divine beast of chaos heaved a sigh of relief and said, "Boss, who left this blood behind?" Yi Chunfeng shook his head and said, "I don't know." However, the golden blood saved him time and time again. It made him want to go to the abyss of hell again to find the mystery of his origin. Okay, I already know the whereabouts of the phoenix blood mushroom and rebirth fruit. However, it won't be easy to get those two treasures. The phoenix blood mushroom is even more terrifying. We need to increase our strength to have a chance to capture it. Yi Chunfeng guessed that the fire phoenix that chased after Tion was the phoenix blood mushroom. It wouldn't be easy to tame it. "Boss, give me 1 more month, and I will definitely break through to the mid-rank Saint Beast level." The divine beast of chaos roared. "Okay, you guys break through as soon as possible. When your strength increases, we will work together to capture the phoenix blood mushroom." After saying that, Yi Chunfeng left the universe realm and searched the space covered by the fog. He didn't find any valuable spiritual items, so he let the space swallower bug bite through the restriction and left. He flew towards the mouth of the volcano where the phoenix blood Ganoderma was. Dual polarity, ancient heavenly water, holy water, fusion. In order to increase his strength and attack methods, Yi Chunfeng used the chaos divine wood to merge the holy water and dual polarity, ancient heavenly water together to form a brand new holy water. Around 5 days later, Yi Chunfeng came to a volcano that was emitting rolling heat waves. According to the holy water's memories, the phoenix blood mushroom that he was looking for was in the volcano. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Yi Chunfeng didn't act rashly. He concealed his aura and merged the dual polarity ancient heavenly water with the holy water while waiting for the 3 saint beasts to increase their strength. Finally, after waiting for close to a month, Yi Chunfeng and the golden dragon bloodlion both broke through to the mid-rank saint beast level after refining the demon echo grass and spirit dissolving liquid. Although the fire Qilin didn't break through to the high-rank saint beast level, its strength had undergone a tremendous change. It now had the strength of a 4-star Dao Saint. It seemed like this ancient Garden really came from the heaven region. The golden dragon bloodlion didn't attract any punishment when they broke through here. It was time to capture the phoenix blood mushroom. With the 3 saint beasts' strength increasing, Yi Chunfeng didn't waste any more time. He summoned the golden dragon robe to protect his body. He leaped and flew into the volcano that was emitting hot steam. The temperature was so high that it could melt ordinary Dao treasures to search for the phoenix blood mushroom. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1419. So hot. The temperature in this volcano is too high. Jumping into the extremely high temperature and twisting space in the volcano. Even with Yi Chunfeng's body that was comparable to Gudao treasures, he still felt pain on his skin and had difficulty breathing. Fortunately, the golden dragon robe and the ancient barbarian snake leather armor had reached the level of a low-grade sacred artifact. With their defense, Yi Chunfeng withstood the scorching flames in the volcano and came to the volcano where the lava was rolling. He stopped on a piece of burning red volcanic rock and controlled the God-Eater brain to cover the entire volcano in search of the phoenix blood Ganoderma that was important to him. Over there, the God-Eater brain quickly deduced for half an hour. Yi Qinfeng's eyes lit up as he locked onto a lava whirlpool. He felt a very powerful spirituality below it. Purple beginnings, holy thunder, break. Yi Qinfeng's mind moved, and the purple beginnings, holy thunder, broke out of his body. With a powerful destructive power, it tore through the scorching space and bombarded the lava whirlpool. A huge hole was blasted open, revealing a fiery red, giant Ganoderma with flowers like phoenixes spreading their wings. Phoenix blood Ganoderma, I finally found it. Looking at the phoenix blood Ganoderma in front of him, Yi Qinfeng revealed a deep sense of excitement as his body flashed and flew over. Shriek! Sensing Yi Qinfeng's approach, the phoenix blood Ganoderma let out a sharp shriek. This crimson phoenix blood Ganoderma suddenly left the boiling lava and turned into a lifelike fire phoenix. Interweaving with a scorching sea of fire, it attacked Yi Qinfeng. 3 bloodlines ignited. Heaven's suppressing orb, Saint Blood orb fused facing the attack of the phoenix blood Ganoderma, transformed into a fire phoenix. Yi Qinfeng instantly raised his strength to the peak. He summoned 108 Qianquan swords and fused with the bronze sword soul to meet the attack. Chi under the control of Yi Qinfeng's mind. The Qianquan swords pierced through the sea of fire like a hot knife through butter and attacked the fire phoenix. Just as the Cosmo swords were about to strike the phoenix, the ferocious phoenix quickly flapped its massive wings, creating an endless flaming hurricane that sent the Cosmo swords flying. Following that, the fire phoenix suddenly drew a fiery shadow in the air and attacked Yi Qinfeng at an astonishing speed, forcing Yi Qinfeng to use sword steps to dodge with all his might. Boom! The instant Yi Qinfeng dodged, the volcanic wall behind him received a fatal blow from the fire phoenix. Immediately, a bottomless hole was left behind, causing the entire volcano to tremble. So powerful. This phoenix blood Ganoderma is actually so terrifying. The fire phoenix it transforms into probably has the strength of a peak 4-star Dao Saint. Seeing the fire phoenix's attack power, Yi Qinfeng couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. He didn't dare to stay in the hot volcano for too long and quickly flew towards the crater. Shriek after its attack failed. The fire phoenix continued to attack Yi Qinfeng. Its astonishing speed kept on locking down the space and attacking Yi Qinfeng continuously. It was determined to kill Yi Qinfeng, who had barged into its territory. Facing the fire phoenix's attack, Yi Qinfeng didn't dare to summon Song Kunwu and the others. He didn't want to scare the phoenix blood Ganoderma and make it escape into the depths of the lava. If that happened, it would be even more difficult to capture it. Qianquan sword formation, Qianquan strike. Unable to dodge, Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the Qianquan swords to combine together, forming a Qianquan giant sword that was intertwined with a powerful Dao intent. He ruthlessly slashed at the fire phoenix that was attacking him at an extremely fast speed. However, the fire phoenix's strength was too terrifying. The Qianquan giant sword that split open the scorching space couldn't hurt at all. The fire phoenix's body emitted scorching flames that blocked the attack. 9-Dragon Jade Annulus after receiving the Qianquan giant sword's attack head-on. The fire phoenix didn't slow down its attack speed. It launched a fatal attack at Yi Qinfeng, forcing Yi Qinfeng to summon the 9-Dragon Jade Annulus to withstand the fire phoenix's attack. Bang! After receiving the fire phoenix's attack head-on, Yi Qinfeng felt an unimaginable power pass through the 9-Dragon Jade Annulus and into his arm. It suppressed his body's 360 million gene of strength. His entire body heavily slammed into the scorching hot wall of the volcano behind him. A stream of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Golden rock bloodline, ignite. The fire phoenix's strength was too terrifying. Yi Qinfeng was definitely not its opponent. He ignored his injuries and completely ignited his golden rock bloodline, continuing to fly towards the mouth of the volcano. However, the fire phoenix's strength and speed were both above his. Under the fire phoenix's all-out attack, Yi Qinfeng's injuries gradually worsened. If it weren't for the fact that Yi Chunfeng was wearing 2 low-grade Saint Artifact battlesuits that blocked the attack, his body would have already been destroyed by the Fire Phoenix. Sword Puppet, quickly come out. Unable to withstand the Fire Phoenix's continuous attacks, Yi Chunfeng decisively summoned the Sword Puppet. Using its indestructible body, he blocked the Fire Phoenix's ferocious attacks. Finally, under the cover of the Sword Puppet, Yi Chunfeng finally flew out of the active volcano and appeared outside. Screech the Fire Phoenix spread its wings and flew high. It burst forth with astonishing strength and broke through the Sword Puppet's obstruction. It chased after Yi Chunfeng outside and continued to launch attacks at the heavily injured Yi Chunfeng. Ancient Map Fragment. Forbidden Thousand-Layer Precipice Formation. Seeing the Fire Phoenix fly out of the active volcano, Yi Chunfeng dodged the attack while summoning the Ancient Map Fragment to seal the mouth of the volcano. He also summoned several thousand top-grade array flags to seal the entire space, trapping the Fire Phoenix within. Senior Song, Fire Qilin, Lei Yi, quickly come out. After cutting off the Fire Phoenix's path of retreat, Yi Chunfeng decisively summoned all of his helpers and attacked the Fire Phoenix together. Feeling the terrifying aura emitted by Song Kunwu and the Fire Qilin, the highly intelligent Fire Phoenix revealed a vigilant expression. It suddenly gave up on attacking Yi Chunfeng and wanted to tear apart the Thousand-Layer Precipice Formation and escape into the active volcano. Where do you think you are going? Lei Yi roared. The 3 great Dao diagrams appeared on his body. He summoned the mid-grade Saint Artifact 10,000 Tribulation Banner and shook it violently. It formed a terrifying calamity force that disrupted the void and engulfed the Fire Phoenix, crazily destroying its body. When the Fire Phoenix spun rapidly and formed a fire tornado to tear apart the calamity force and escape, Yi Chunfeng and Song Kunwu controlled the 9 Flood Dragon diagram and Kunwu Mirror to attack it. They did their best to restrain its attacks. Battle formed the Chaos Divine Beasts. Fire Qilin and Golden Dragon Bloodlion had also transformed into their strongest battle forms. They held powerful Saint Artifacts in their hands and ferociously attacked, constantly tearing apart the Fire Phoenix's defense and damaging its body. 9 Dragon Jade Wall break. When the Fire Phoenix's attacks were restrained by Yi Chunfeng and the others, Yi Chunfeng summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Wall. Borrowing everyone's strength, he activated half of the 9 Dragon Jade Wall's power and condensed 6 deadly dragons that evolved the Great Dao concept. They continuously bombarded the Fire Phoenix's body, forcibly shattering the Fire Phoenix and revealing the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma. 9 Dragon Jade Wall, suppress. Looking at the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, floating in the air, Yi Chunfeng ignored the exhaustion of his body and cooperated with the others to control the 9 Dragon Jade Wall to continuously expand. He wanted to suppress the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma with all his strength. At this critical moment, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma emitted an endless bloody light. Before the 9 Dragon Jade Wall could suppress it, it turned into an extremely fast, bloody shadow and accurately bombarded the heart of the Thousand-Layer Precipice Formation. It blasted through the heart of the formation and escaped into the distance. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1420. Chase. Yi Chunfeng did not expect this Phoenix Blood Ganoderma to have such a high intelligence. In such a short time, it found the core of the thousand-layered precipice formation, broke the formation core and escaped, and immediately chased after it with Song Kunwu and the others. Watermark advertisement test. Watermark advertisement test. However, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma's flying speed was too fast. In less than half an incense stick's time, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma disappeared, making all of Yi Chunfeng's efforts go down the drain. AI. The capture failed. Looking at the disappearing Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, Yi Chunfeng sighed helplessly and said regretfully, "This time the capture failed, it would be even more difficult to capture the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma in the future. However, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma was too important to Yi Qianfeng. No matter what price he had to pay, he must capture it. Forget it. Let's not care about the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma for now. Let's go pick the rebirth fruit. Yi Qianfeng shook his head and said, I hope there won't be an accident when picking the rebirth fruit. About 3 days later, Yi Qianfeng rode the fire qilin and appeared at the largest inner lake in the ancient medicinal garden. According to the sacred water's soul memory, the rebirth fruit grew at the bottom of this inner lake, guarded by a powerful demon beast. Come, let's go in. Yi Qianfeng rode the fire qilin and directly jumped into the quiet inner lake, which was like a mirror. He swam to the bottom of the inner lake at an extremely fast speed, searching for the rebirth fruit. Hiss, hiss, hiss when Yi Qianfeng rode on the fire qilin and approached the bottom of the lake. His powerful soul power sensed thousands of 10-meter-long, multicolored, single-horned, monstrous snakes twisting their enormous bodies, tearing apart the lake water and attacking him and the fire qilin. The fire qilin quickly finished the battle and swallowed all of them. Although the horned strange snakes were numerous and their attack power was terrifying, they were no threat to the mid-level sacred beast, the fire qilin. Leave it to me. The fire qilin opened its bloody mouth and continuously spat out scorching holy flames, incinerating the horned serpents one after another into ashes. The demon cores were swallowed into its stomach one after another, turning into pure, demonic energy. In less than 30 breaths, the horned serpents had been annihilated by the fire qilin, and the temperature of the entire lake continued to rise as the holy flame continued to attack. After successfully diving to the bottom of the lake, the God-Eater brain started to deduce the whereabouts of the rebirth fruit. Well, a cave. Yi Qianfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense for a while and found a cave hidden in a thick layer of mud. At the entrance of the cave, he could clearly feel the power of the restriction. He rode the fire qilin and rushed over. Space Swallower, it's up to you. Arriving at the well-hidden cave entrance, Yi Qianfeng summoned the Space Swallower bug and had it quickly devour the restriction on the cave entrance. After absorbing the blood essence of the two Desolate bug kings, the space-swallowing bug was on the verge of a breakthrough. Its space-swallowing bug's power was greatly increased. In just half a day, it had swallowed a gap that was half a person's height. Ayo, just as Yi Qianfeng was about to pass through the gap in the restriction, an angry roar was heard. A demonic beast with the head of a dragon and the body of a golden tortoise appeared at the entrance of the cave, emitting a blinding golden light. It roared at Yi Qianfeng and the fire qilin. It was a desolate mutant, a mid-grade sacred beast, the golden serpent turtle. Looking at the huge demonic beast in the cave, Yi Qianfeng immediately recognized that this demonic beast was an extinct desolate mutant recorded in ancient books. The golden serpent turtle had the blood of a true dragon flowing in its body. Not only was its defense amazing, but its attack power was even more terrifying. 9 Serpent Diagram, Attack. Looking at the golden serpent turtle that appeared at the gap in the restriction, Yi Qianfeng immediately summoned the 9 Serpent Diagram, deducing the 3 Tao meanings to the extreme. He controlled the 9 Serpent Diagram to condense 9 serpent spirits and attacked the golden serpent turtle in an attempt to force it back into the cave. However, the golden serpent turtle's defense was too terrifying. Facing the 9 serpent spirits, the golden serpent turtle relied on its golden tortoise shell to forcefully resist the continuous attacks of the serpent spirits. At this time, the gap in the restriction that was bitten open by the space swallower quickly healed and resealed the entrance of the cave, preventing Yi Qianfeng from forcefully entering the cave. What a cunning golden serpent turtle! Looking at the healed restriction at the entrance, Yi Qianfeng frowned. He did not dare to let the space swallower insects forcefully devour the restriction, in case of an accident caused by the golden serpent turtle's fatal attack. Fire qilin, golden dragon bloodlion, chaos divine beast, protect me. Yi Qianfeng let the 3 divine beasts protect him while he sat cross-legged outside the restriction. He controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce the restriction at the entrance of the cave, looking for the weakness of the restriction. Buzz, buzz, buzz under the God-Eater brain's rapid deduction. A crisscrossing array pattern appeared in Yi Chunfeng's sea of soul, and these array patterns were the structure of the restriction at the entrance of the cave. After 3 days and 3 nights of deduction by the God-Eater brain, Yi Chunfeng suddenly opened his eyes. He summoned all his helpers and said, "Attack this point with all your strength." Okay. Song Kunwu and the others controlled their respective saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures. They were like meteors that pierced through space, attacking the weak point that the God-Eater brain had deduced with all their strength. Boom, 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 deafening explosions sounded continuously at the bottom of the lake, shaking the calm surface of the lake and setting off huge waves. Under the continuous attacks of the crowd, cracks began to appear around the weak point of the restriction. As more and more cracks appeared on the restriction that sealed the cave was broken, and a large amount of lake water rushed into the cave. Crack, crack, crack. Suddenly, a large amount of cold air rushed out from the cave, freezing the lake water that was rushing in. In the next moment, the golden serpent turtle, which was as huge as a small mountain, shattered a large amount of ice and walked out of the cave. It roared at Yi Chunfeng and the others. "Lowly humans, what are you doing here? Golden serpent turtle, since your strength is not bad, I will not kill you if you submit to me." Yi Chunfeng felt that the golden serpent turtle in front of him was not inferior to the fire Qilin. It was far stronger than the chaos divine beast and the golden clear dragon bloodline. If he could subdue this golden serpent turtle, his foundation would be even stronger. As long as the ancient Tao saint did not appear, he would have the strength to sweep through the 3 divine nations. "Impossible, I will not submit to anyone." The golden serpent turtle let out a ferocious roar. With boundless demonic energy, it attacked Yi Chunfeng and the others and started a fight with Yi Chunfeng and the others. "Come a mirror, break." Song Kunwu continuously injected Tao energy into the mid-grade Saint Treasure Kunwu mirror, activating the strongest attack of the Kunwu mirror. It continuously shot out destructive light rays, attacking the golden serpent turtle's huge body. While Song Kunwu was attacking, Yi Chunfeng and the others used all their strength to attack. They wanted to work together to break the golden serpent turtle's defense and heavily injure it. "It's useless. You can't break my defense." Facing the fierce attacks of Yi Chunfeng, Song Kunwu, and the others, the golden serpent turtle did not dodge. It relied on its indestructible golden serpent turtle shell to defend against the attacks. What strong defense! How could the golden serpent turtle's defense be so strong? Yi Chunfeng saw that even with everyone's strength, they were still unable to break the golden serpent turtle's defense. This made him shocked at the golden serpent turtle's shocking defense. Defending against the ferocious attacks of everyone, the golden Jiao turtle's gigantic body began to spin, crushing the space. Like a gigantic spinning top, it launched a counterattack towards Yi Chunfeng and the others, bringing them a great threat. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. The next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1421. Boom, boom, boom. The golden flood dragon tortoise clashed with the saint artifacts and quasi-saint artifacts controlled by Yi Chunfeng and the others. Terrifying rays of light burst out, and thousands of huge waves swept out layer by layer. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test cloud sky hand, break for me. Rolling huge waves swept over, and Song Kunwu quickly struck out with his palm. The 3 Tao intents turned into a huge Tao hand that annihilated the huge waves. In the next moment, the fire Qilin ignited its powerful bloodline power and slashed at the rapidly spinning tortoise with its mid-grade saint blade. The tortoise's body was like a spinning top, and boundless rebound power surged out, blocking its fatal attack. Roar, roar, when the fire Qilin and the golden flood dragon tortoise were fighting fiercely, the Chaos Divine Beasts, and the Golden Flood Dragon Bloodline also burned their powerful bloodline power and raised their strength to the limit. They held their saint artifacts and attacked with all their might, pushing the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise's huge body back. 9 Dragon Jade Annulus suppress. Without waiting for the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise to launch a second round of attacks, Yi Chunfeng controlled the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus to continuously expand. It turned into a towering stone wall with a huge dragon coiling around it. It ruthlessly suppressed the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise's huge body, forcibly suppressing it at the bottom of the lake. Roar, roar, roar. After being suppressed by the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus, the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise went crazy. Its demonic energy surged violently as it struggled fiercely. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Marquis Qianming, lend me a hand. Yi Qinfeng's cultivation was too low, and it was difficult for him to control the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus to suppress the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise. He immediately asked for help from Tsang Kunwu and the others. Hearing Yi Chunfeng's voice transmission, Tsang Kunwu and the others quickly came to his side and condensed powerful Dao diagrams into the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus, increasing the suppression of the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. They did their best to suppress the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise, not giving it a chance to escape. True God Blood Shadow seizing the opportunity when the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise was suppressed, the Spirit Fish condensed a terrifying True God Blood Shadow and attacked the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise together with the 3 Saint Beasts. They bombarded the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise's head that had retreated into the tortoise shell, aggravating its injuries. Soul Tablet. Destroy heaven and earth. Unable to break free from the suppression of the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus, the Golden Jiao Turtle used its greatest trump card. A stone tablet surrounded by a thick aura of death, as if it contained billions of lives, appeared on its body. Jijijuan, the Golden Jiao Tortoise, undid the seal on the gravestone. A series of bone-chilling cries of ghosts rang out. Countless dead souls flew out from the gravestone, attacking Yi Chunfeng and the others. They devoured the blood and qi in their bodies, creating a great deal of trouble for them. They're all back, sensing that everyone's blood and qi were continuously draining away from their bodies. Yi Chunfeng decisively teleported them back to the universe realm. With the help of the life and death spirit bead, he was able to restrain the death-devouring power released by the countless dead souls. Without the supply of Dao energy from Tsang Kunwu and the others, the pressure of the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus rapidly decreased, allowing the heavily injured Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise to successfully break free. The Gravestone of the Dead, exterminating all living things. The Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise didn't hesitate to damage its life core and continuously spat out dark golden blood essence into the gravestone, activating the gravestone's power. It released terrifying souls that engulfed Yi Chunfeng, eating his flesh and drinking his blood, devouring the brain and the soul. While Yi Chunfeng was using the life and death spirit bead to defend himself, he also summoned the nemesis of all living things, the god-devouring brain. It was like a black hole, crazily devouring the souls. What is this thing? Feeling the number of dead souls constantly decreasing, the gravestone's power plummeting, the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise's bell-sized eyes revealed a look of horror. Despicable human, you go to hell. Although Yi Chunfeng's cultivation wasn't high, the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise felt that he was the greatest threat to it. It steeled its heart and prepared to detonate the gravestone, killing him at all costs. Boom! The gravestone exploded, releasing a world-destroying power that collapsed a large area of the lake bottom, launching a fatal attack towards Yi Chunfeng. No, he's gone. Feeling the gravestone explode and Yi Chunfeng's aura vanish, the Golden Flood Dragon Tortoise revealed a trace of panic. After hesitating for a while, it abandoned the rebirth fruit that it had guarded for many years and fled towards the violently tumbling lake's surface with extreme speed. Damn it, I let him escape. The gravestone's explosive power was too terrifying, further shattering the universe realm's defense. causing Yi Chunfeng to hide in the universe realm, not daring to come out. He could only let the golden flood dragon tortoise escape. After about 30 breaths of time, the gravestone's explosive power weakened, and Yi Chunfeng quickly left the universe realm, appearing in the outside world. Forget it. Since it ran away, then let it run away. The ancient medicinal garden was too vast, and there were layers upon layers of restrictions. If the golden flood dragon tortoise wanted to hide, wanting to find it would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Helpless, Yi Chunfeng gave up on the idea of subduing it. He let the space-swallowing bugs break open the cave entrance's restriction again, entering the cave that the golden flood dragon tortoise had guarded for countless years. At the end of the cave, he found a half-meter-tall, dark green ancient tree that looked like a jade carving, and there were 4 crystal-clear fruits growing on it. Rebirth fruit, 4 rebirth fruits. Looking at the 4 crystal-clear fruits in front of him, Yi Chunfeng was overjoyed. With these 4 rebirth fruits, he only needed to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma and gather all the main ingredients to refine the heavenly saint-breaking pellet. Shoo. Yi Chunfeng summoned the universe sword array and prepared to cut open the fertile soil around the rebirth fruit tree. The half-meter-tall, crystal-clear fruit tree shook violently, reflecting a powerful green light, attacking Yi Chunfeng. In the next moment, the rebirth fruit tree that had been nurtured for millions of years suddenly turned into a treant, wanting to escape. 9 Dragon Jade Wall, suppress. Yi Chunfeng had already expected that the rebirth fruit tree would escape and summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Wall in time. Borrowing everyone's strength, he controlled the 9 Dragon Jade Wall to constantly expand, releasing a powerful suppressive force, suppressing the rebirth fruit tree. Although the rebirth fruit tree was powerful, it could not withstand the suppression of a 9 Dragon Jade Wall, and was firmly suppressed in place, unable to move. Rebirth fruit collect. Yi Chunfeng's mind moved, and the bronze sword spirit flew out of his sea of soul, cut off the 4 rebirth fruits, and sealed them in 4 white jade boxes. Chaos Divine Wood, devour. After cutting off the rebirth fruits, Yi Chunfeng summoned the primal chaos divine wood and devoured the rebirth fruit tree that contained extremely pure spirituality. Although the rebirth fruit tree was powerful, it was far inferior to the primal chaos divine wood. It was completely suppressed by the primal chaos divine wood and crazily devoured the spirituality in the tree. After about half an incense's time, the rebirth fruit tree that had been nurtured for millions of years withered, and the spirituality it contained was completely devoured by the primal chaos divine wood. After devouring this rebirth fruit tree, the primal chaos divine wood's strength became even stronger, and it continued to evolve. He finally obtained the rebirth fruit, but where should he go to find the phoenix blood Ganoderma? Yi Chunfeng withdrew the 9 Dragon Jade Wall that was suppressing heaven and earth and flew out of the lake. He flew in the ancient medicinal garden, searching for the last ingredient, the phoenix blood Ganoderma, to concoct the heavenly saint-breaking pellet. Time passed day by day. Soon, half a year had passed, and the dual polarity ancient heavenly water merged with the sacred water, forming the more powerful everlasting sacred water. In this half a year, Yi Chunfeng, according to the sacred water's memory, picked 8 priceless spiritual items that were more than 1,000,000 years old. Among them, the dragonhead blood ginseng that was more than 1,000,000 years old was the most precious. After refining it, there was a high chance that it could directly elevate a 6-star Tao saint to the Tao sovereign realm. There were also 2 spirit herbs that were more than 1,000,000 years old, and they were rare divine items that were extremely useful to Yi Chunfeng. However, in this half a year, he did not find the phoenix blood Ganoderma, so he had no choice but to continue searching. Slowly, he broke through a large number of space restrictions in the ancient medicinal garden, and unexpectedly found an ancient tree that was more than 1,000 feet tall, with a lush canopy that covered dozens of miles of space. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record, and you will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1422. Ancient Parasol Tree. This is the ancient parasol tree. Looking at the towering ancient tree that reached into the clouds, information about the ancient tree immediately appeared in the God-Eater brain. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test. This ancient tree that seemed to support the heavens and earth was the parasol tree that the ancient phoenix loved to reside in. It contained a powerful fire attribute energy. This ancient herb garden actually has a parasol tree. Perhaps the phoenix blood Ganoderma that I've been searching for is hidden in this ancient parasol tree. Thinking of this possibility, Yi Chun Feng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. He released a powerful soul power and extended it to the top of the ancient parasol tree to search for the phoenix blood Ganoderma. The phoenix blood Ganoderma was really on top of the ancient parasol tree. Under the thorough search of the God-Eater brain, Yi Chun Feng sensed the aura of the phoenix blood Ganoderma at the top of the ancient parasol tree. However, he didn't act rashly because he knew that if he failed this time, it would be even more difficult to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma in the future. He had to make a proper deployment to ensure that nothing would go wrong. With a thought, Yi Chun Feng returned to the universe realm and found Song Kunwu and the others to discuss the method to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma. After discussing, they decided on the plan to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma. Yi Chun Feng used a few days to modify the 1,000-layered precipice array. He changed the position of the array core and hid a small trap in the original array core. After everything was ready, Yi Chun Feng left the universe realm and used the soul-devouring art to conceal his aura. He stepped on the void and quietly flew towards the ancient parasol tree. He approached the phoenix blood Ganoderma that was rooted in the huge crown of the ancient parasol tree. 1,000-layered precipice array, sky restriction as he approached the phoenix blood Ganoderma. Yi Chun Feng suddenly approached with sword steps. Thousands of supreme-grade array flags flew out of his body and quickly condensed into the 1,000-layered precipice array in the air. It restricted the entire space and trapped the phoenix blood Ganoderma in the array. Following that, the ancient map fragment also appeared on his body and restricted the true and false array cores of the 1,000-layered precipice array. Shriek looking at Yi Chun Feng, who had suddenly appeared in the restricted space. The spiritual phoenix blood Ganoderma let out an ear-piercing cry and once again transformed into a lifelike fire phoenix. It flapped its flaming red wings and launched a fierce attack at Yi Chun Feng. Everybody come out. When the fire phoenix attacked, Yi Chun Feng summoned Song Kunwu, the fire Qilin, and the others to attack together. Waves of terrifying will of the way swallowed the heavens and the earth. The boundless holy skill seemed to be capable of destroying the world as it clashed with the fire phoenix continuously. Boom, boom, boom. The fire phoenix did not show any signs of weakness as it fiercely collided with the attacks launched by Yi Chun Feng and the others. Terrifying energy fluctuations swept across the horizon, and earth-shattering explosions could be clearly heard within 100 miles. As the attacks became more and more ferocious, cracks appeared in the space, shattering the thick branches of the Wutong ancient tree. Although the fire phoenix, transformed from the phoenix blood Ganoderma, was powerful, it could not withstand the continuous ferocious attacks launched by Yi Chun Feng, Song Kunwu, and the others. In addition, the three holy beast strength had undergone an earth-shattering transformation, and their attacks were even more ferocious. Gradually, the fire phoenix's attacks were completely suppressed by Yi Chun Feng and the others. Its flames were also becoming weaker and weaker. With its injuries worsening, the fire phoenix suddenly abandoned the others and flew towards the void. It wanted to tear open the restriction formation and escape. However, this time, Yi Chun Feng had made thorough preparations. With the ancient map fragment as the true and false array cores of the 1,000-layered precipice array, the fire phoenix was unable to tear open the 1,000-layered precipice array and leave immediately. Tian Tsang Artwin, the fire phoenix, attacked the ancient map fragment with all its might. Song Kunwu circulated the Vast Heaven Palace's #1 saint skill, the Vast Heaven scripture, to the extreme. He interweaved the Grand Tao and channeled the power of mountains and rivers to attack the fire phoenix, aggravating its injuries and causing cracks to appear on its gigantic body. Screech. As its injuries worsened, the fire phoenix let out a long screech. Its body that was full of cracks began to spin rapidly. It stirred up the power of space and launched its most ferocious attack at the ancient map fragment. It forcefully tore open the ancient map fragment and attacked the array core of the 1,000-layered precipice array. However, the array core of the 1,000-layered precipice array had already been altered by Yi Qinfeng. When its attack landed on the false array core, it immediately suffered a backlash from the 1,000-layered precipice array and was sent flying back. 9 Flood Dragon Diagram, Devour. Seizing this opportunity, the Fire Phoenix, Yi Qinfeng, Lei Yi, and the Marquis of Qianming poured powerful Dao intent into the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram. They raised the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram's power to the limit. It continued to grow and directly devour the Fire Phoenix, who was riddled with injuries and had lost control of its body. Screech. After being devoured by the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram, the Fire Phoenix immediately went berserk and attacked the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram with all its might. It wanted to tear open the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram space and escape. Just as it was attacking ferociously and tearing the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram space apart, Yi Qinfeng promptly stored the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram into the universe mirror. Phew, I finally succeeded. After successfully capturing the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma into the universe mirror, Yi Qinfeng let out a long sigh of relief. Rumble. Sensing the disappearance of the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma's aura, the towering Wutong tree suddenly swayed. Streaks of terrifying flames continuously bombarded the 1,000-layered precipice array and continuously destroyed the array flags. This Wudong tree actually took the initiative to attack me. This Wudong tree was too powerful. After continuously receiving its attacks, cracks began to appear on the 1,000-layered precipice array. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng stored everyone into the universe mirror and summoned back the 1,000-layered precipice array. He flapped his golden wings and flew into the air. Rumble, rumble. The 1,000-layered precipice formation disappeared, and the Wutong ancient tree continued to attack Yi Qinfeng. The canopy of the Wutong ancient tree shook violently, and a large amount of firelight swept across the sky like a tide of flames, attacking Yi Qinfeng, forcing him to dodge back and forth in an instant. Chaos Divine Wood attack. After dodging the Wutong tree's attack, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Wood and faced the Wutong tree head-on. Although the Chaos Divine Wood was as thin as a blade of grass compared to the Wutong tree, it was still one of the 3 most powerful divine woods in the universe. It nurtured the power of chaos. The Chaos Divine Wood's 5-colored canopy swayed. The intertwining Chaos 5 elements light clashed with the fiery red light released by the Wutong tree. It was not at a disadvantage in the fierce confrontation. However, this Wudong tree had existed for too long and contained too much spirituality. It was very difficult for the Chaos Divine Wood to completely suppress and devour its spirituality. Everyone come out. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned Song Kunwu, Lei Yi, and the rest. He ordered them to control their saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures to attack the Wutong tree and suppress its attacks. Under everyone's attacks, large patches of Wutong tree branches turned into ashes. The space around the Wutong tree collapsed on a large scale. Taking advantage of Yi Qinfeng's ferocious attacks, the Chaos Divine would continue to approach the Wutong tree. It wanted to extend its 5-colored roots to devour the Wutong tree's spiritual energy. 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus and gathered everyone's strength to form 6 Great Daos. The 6 Great Daos were like 6 spatial rifts. With invincible divine might, They tore through the fiery red spiritual light released by the ancient parasol tree and landed heavily on the ancient parasol tree's gigantic body. The ancient parasol tree's body was so huge that it would take hundreds of people to wrap their arms around it. Chaos Divine would devour. Seizing this opportunity, Yi Chunfeng controlled the Chaos Divine wood to break into the tree hole. It extended tens of thousands of five-colored roots and took root in the Wudong tree's body. It crazily devoured the Wudong tree's spiritual energy. After being devoured by the Chaos Divine wood, the Wudong tree went crazy and desperately mobilized its spiritual energy to attack. However, the Chaos Divine wood was too strong. No matter how it attacked, it could not destroy the Chaos Divine wood. Feeling that the Chaos Divine wood was restraining the Wudong tree, Yi Chunfeng was relieved. With a thought, he brought everyone back to the universe realm. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1423. Shriek Shriek. Returning to the universe realm, Yi Chunfeng found that the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma had torn the space of the nine-dragon diagram and was hovering in the universe realm, screaming angrily at him. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test universe force, suppress with a thought. Yi Chunfeng controlled the power of the universe realm and bombarded the Fire Phoenix with earth-shattering force, suppressing its body and weakening its strength. Although the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma was extremely powerful, the universe realm was even more powerful. Under the suppression of the universe force, the power of flame released by the Fire Phoenix was constantly suppressed. Everyone help me suppress this Fire Phoenix, Yi Chunfeng shouted. Boom, boom, boom. Hearing Yi Chunfeng shout, everyone controlled their respective holy treasures and quasi-holy treasures to attack the Fire Phoenix. Soon, the king of spirit medicine, Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, was suppressed by Yi Chunfeng and others and could not move. Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, seeing that you have become sentient, if you are willing to give me a part of the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma and follow me in the future, I will spare your life, not destroy your intelligence, and let you cultivate in this space. When Yi Chunfeng saw the strong flame phoenix struggling intensely and crying out sorrowfully, he felt a desire for talent and tried to entice it. Shriek, shriek. The Phoenix Blood Ganoderma screamed angrily at Yi Chunfeng, flapping its flaming wings violently, and continued to struggle, unwilling to give in. God-eater brain, soul, devouring. Yi Chunfeng was not a soft-hearted person. Seeing that the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma was unwilling to give in, he approached it and used the power of the God-eater brain to forcibly devour the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma's soul consciousness. This time, the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, whose soul consciousness had been devoured, was timid and sent a signal to Yi Chunfeng's soul to give in, unwilling to be devoured by the God-eater brain and become an unintentional creature. I hope you don't lie to me. Otherwise, I promise to devour your soul consciousness and refine you alive, Yi Chunfeng warned coldly. Then he summoned the bronze sword soul and cut off a fist-sized, blood-red blood Ganoderma that contained powerful spirituality and bloodline power, while the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma was howling in pain. Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, this 10,000 years spiritual milk is for you. It is good for your injuries. After successfully obtaining a small piece of Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, Chunfeng took out a bottle of 10,000 years milk and gave it to the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma that was heavily damaged and wailing Phoenix Blood Ganoderma, and placed it in the place where the spiritual chi of the universe realm was spiritual chi to heal the damage. Realm. As the star would continue to be refined by Yi Chunfeng into the true spirit bead located in his Shanzhong acupoint, the true spirit bead's transformation began to accelerate. The strength of Yi Chunfeng's physical body increased at an extremely fast rate. After refining the star wood, Yi Chunfeng took out another astral fruit and swallowed it. He continued to refine it and accelerate the transformation of the true spirit bead. Finally, After cultivating the universe realm for more than a month, he had continuously refined the star wood and the astral fruit, two great body-refining divine items. He had successfully cultivated his astral body to the third heavenly layer, greatly increasing his physical strength and defense. Sigh, the power contained in the ancient Wutong tree is too terrifying. At this rate, the Chaos Divine won't be able to devour the ancient Wudong tree without at least a year. After successfully cultivating his gang body to the third heaven, Yi Chunfeng sensed the Chaos Divine wood. He realized that the Chaos Divine would had only devoured 1/10 of the ancient parasol tree's firewood spiritual energy despite the ancient parasol tree's resistance. It would take at least a year for it to completely devour the ancient parasol tree. Continue to cultivate. Yi Chunfeng was not in a hurry. He patiently continued to cultivate in the universe realm. He refined the body-refining divine medicine that he had just picked from the ancient herb garden and was more than 1,000,000 years old. He continued to cultivate the divine, change 9 transformations, and tried to break through to the 4th heaven of the aura realm. He was preparing to break through to the 1-star Dao Saint realm. While Yi Chunfeng was hiding in the universe realm to cultivate, Song Kunwu, Lei Yi, and the others left the universe realm together. They were searching for ancient spiritual herbs and opportunities in the ancient herb garden. Soon a year passed. Under the crazy devouring of the Chaos Divine wood, the ancient Wutong tree, which was hundreds of feet tall, continued to wither and lose its original vitality. Large pieces of thick branches fell down and piled up into a thick wooden mountain under the ancient Wudong tree. After devouring almost all of the ancient Wudong tree's spirituality and vitality, the Chaos Divine would had undergone a tremendous change. Not only was the tree thicker and taller, but its crown had also become more lush. More importantly, the Chaos Divine would had nurtured a vast amount of chaotic power. Its power had completely surpassed a middle-grade sacred treasure and had almost reached the limit of a high-grade sacred treasure. It had greatly increased Yi Chunfeng's foundation. After a year of cultivation, Yi Chunfeng had refined 2 ancient spiritual herbs that were more than 1,000,000 years old. His physical body had undergone a qualitative change again, and he had cultivated the aura realm to the 4th heaven. The strength of his physical body had reached the limit of a quasi-saint treasure. His physical strength was close to 200 million pounds. After being amplified by the God-Fiend bloodline, his physical body alone could crush Nirvana almighties and fight against Nirvana heavenly realm almighties. Well, what was that? Just as Yi Chunfeng sensed the changes in the Chaos Divine wood, he unexpectedly felt a powerful bloodline power in the withered ancient Wutong tree. His heart stirred, and he left the universe realm and appeared outside. This was the Phoenix blood essence. Yi Chunfeng interwove a powerful sword will and broke through the withered bark of the ancient Wudong tree. When he entered the ancient Wudong tree, he found a drop of essence blood the size of an egg that emitted a faint red light. After repeatedly sensing it with his God-Eater brain, he was pleasantly surprised to find that this drop of essence blood was actually the essence blood of a phoenix. Its value was immeasurable. Could it be that this ancient Wutong tree had once nurtured phoenix? Or perhaps a phoenix lived in this tree? Yi Chunfeng muttered to himself, if this drop of phoenix essence blood is transferred to Yen maybe she can be reborn. The Chaos Divine would suppress the phoenix essence blood. With a thought, Yi Chunfeng controlled the Chaos Divine would to suppress the drop of phoenix essence blood. Under the suppression of the Chaos Divine wood, a huge phantom of a phoenix appeared and roared to the sky to resist the suppression of the Chaos Divine wood. However, after swallowing the ancient Wudong tree, the Chaos Divine would have become extremely powerful. The phantom of a phoenix that appeared in the phoenix essence blood could not resist the suppression of the Chaos Divine wood at all. Gradually, the phantom of a phoenix became dimmer and dimmer. In the end, it was shattered by the Chaos Divine wood. This precious drop of phoenix essence blood was also suppressed by it. After suppressing the phoenix blood essence, Yi Chunfeng did not get the primal Chaos Divine tree to exterminate the Wudong tree. Instead, he allowed the ancient Wudong tree to live. Then, he returned to the universe realm and went to the longevity stone that sealed Shui Hanyan. Phoenix essence blood fuse. Opening the longevity stone, Yi Chunfeng summoned the phoenix essence blood that was suppressed by the chaos divine wood. He cut the skin under Shui Hanyan's jade peaks and fused a drop of phoenix essence blood into her body. The next moment, Shui Hanyan's weak body reflected endless red light, illuminating the entire space. The vitality in her body was awakened by the phoenix essence blood little by little. Yin, everything depends on your luck. Looking at Shui Hanyan, who seemed to have a real phoenix hovering in her body, Yi Chunfeng sealed her in the longevity stone again. Whether or not she could be reborn with this drop of phoenix essence blood would depend on Shui Hanyan's luck. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the save button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1424. It was time to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. When Yi Chunfeng merged with the chaos divine wood, his strength had been greatly improved, reaching the limit of level 6 combat beast emperor. He was in his best state. Everything was ready. He was ready to try to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test sigh. The level of the Suzaku cauldron was a bit low. Although Yi Chunfeng had the demon emperor's furnace, which was suspected to be a supreme holy artifact, he couldn't control it. He could only use the Gudao treasure's Suzaku cauldron to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Hopefully, this Suzaku cauldron could refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Yi Chunfeng adjusted his breath for a while and took out a set of main ingredients for refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet. He controlled the god-eating brain to explore the medicinal properties of the main ingredients and familiarized himself with the refining method. After figuring out the medicinal properties of all the main ingredients, Yi Chunfeng put the precious main ingredients into the Suzaku cauldron in order. He released the sky-burning sacred fire to melt them, removing the most fundamental impurities and purifying them. The heavenly saint breaking pellet was a holy elixir, and the main ingredients were all of extraordinary quality, especially the phoenix blood ganoderma, rebirth fruit, and Kuan wood that were more than 100 years old. Yi Chunfeng spent nearly half a month to purify all the main ingredients. Condensing the pellet after the successful purification, Yi Chunfeng didn't stop. He kept making complicated pill patterns and fusing them into the hot Suzaku cauldron, condensing drops of pure spiritual liquid into the embryonic form of the pellet. Because Yi Chunfeng had fused the spiritual pearl of life into Shui Hanyan's body, he couldn't directly improve the quality of the heavenly saint breaking pellet. In addition, the difficulty of refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet was extremely high, so he encountered a lot of trouble and challenges when condensing the pellet. Not good. When Yi Chunfeng tirelessly condensed the pellet for nearly a month, he made an extremely small mistake when condensing the pellet, causing a slight fluctuation in the sky-burning sacred fire. Although the fluctuation was very light, he was unable to stabilize the fire due to the consumption of his soul, which eventually led to the failure of refining. Alas, the difficulty of refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet was really high. Hearing the sound of pills exploding from the vermilion bird cauldron, Yi Chunfeng's face paled slightly. He sighed softly, revealing a pained and regretful expression. It seemed like there was a need to summon back the spiritual pearl of life in Yin Er's body to increase the chances of success. Yi Chunfeng adjusted his breath and recovered for half a day. After recovering his consumed soul power, he came to the longevity stone and used it to sense the situation of Shui Hanyan's body. He found that she was fusing with the phoenix blood essence, and her Xian body was showing signs of recovery. He was completely relieved. He retrieved the life spirit bead that was suppressing her vitality back into his body and prepared to continue refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet. With the experience of his first failure, Yi Chenfeng made thorough preparations for his second attempt. He even swallowed a mouthful of heaven-returning water in case of an emergency. He hoped that he could succeed this time. Otherwise, he could only wait until he found a higher quality furnace before he could continue to refine pills. With everything ready, Yi Chenfeng took out the second set of main ingredients to refine the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet and prepared to refine the pellet for the second time. Purification wasn't difficult for Yi Chenfeng. The truly difficult part of refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet was the process of condensing the pellet and carving the pellet runes. Only by refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet to the Saint grade would it be considered a success. Otherwise, it would still fail at the last moment. Furthermore, he wasn't sure if refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet would attract a terrifying pill tribulation. He summoned his 2 avatars to guard him and be ready at any time. Whoosh! Yi Chenfeng spat out a mouthful of heaven-burning, sacred flame into the vermilion bird cauldron. Then, he threw the precious main herbs into the vermilion bird cauldron one by one. Through his exquisite control of the fire, he purified the priceless main herbs one by one. The second time, Yi Chenfeng's purification speed increased by a lot. In just 10 days, he removed all the impurities of the main ingredients and refined them into drops of pure spirit liquid that floated in the vermilion bird cauldron. Condensing the pellet, Yi Chenfeng didn't stop. His hands quickly moved, and with the help of the spirit bead of life, he condensed pill runes that fused into the spirit liquid, speeding up the formation of the spirit liquid. With the assistance of the spirit bead of life, Yi Chenfeng's speed of refining the pellet greatly increased. The quality of the pellet also increased greatly. Although the refining process went smoothly, Yi Chenfeng didn't let his guard down. He wholeheartedly focused on refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet, tirelessly guarding against the pill tribulation that could appear at any time. Gradually, the embryonic form of a pill appeared in the vermilion bird cauldron that was burning with the heaven-burning sacred flame. Waves of medicinal fragrance wafted out of the vermilion bird cauldron. After refining the embryonic form of the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet, Yi Chenfeng swallowed all the heaven-returning water in his mouth. He recovered his severely exhausted soul strength and continued refining. Refining the pellet finally. After 23 days of continuous refining, Yi Chenfeng refined a Heavenly Saint breaking pellet that had 2 pill runes on it. It had reached the limit of a low-grade saint breaking pellet and was completely red in color. The Heavenly Saint breaking pellet was successfully refined, but the pill tribulation that Yi Chenfeng expected didn't appear. He couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Success, he finally succeeded. Yi Chenfeng suddenly slapped the scalding vermilion bird cauldron. The Heavenly Saint breaking pellet directly broke through the lid of the vermilion bird cauldron and flew into the air, reflecting bursts of flames. Retrieve. With a thought, Yi Chenfeng's 3 great Tao wills condensed into a great Tao will hand and receive the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. What a powerful medicinal energy, as expected of a saint pellet that could allow a rank 6 combat beast emperor to break through the limits of their realm. Feeling the medicinal energy of the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet, Yi Chenfeng, whose face was slightly pale, revealed a satisfied smile. He kept the pellet into the porcelain bottle and quickly recovered his soul strength. One day later, Yi Chenfeng recovered to his original state and adjusted his body to its peak state. He swallowed the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet that he refined and circulated the soul-devouring art to refine it. The Heavenly Saint breaking pellet melted in Yi Chenfeng's body and immediately released a majestic medicinal energy. It was like a wild horse that had escaped its reins. It rampaged through his crisscrossing meridians and stimulated his body's potential, breaking through to the 1-star Tao Saint realm. Yi Chenfeng had cultivated the astral body realm to the 4th heaven, and his body was close to the limit of a quasi-sage artifact. The majestic medicinal energy released by the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet couldn't cause any harm to his body at all. He completely suppressed it with the help of the Chaos Divine Wood. That's strange. When I tried to break through to the Tao Saint realm in the ancient medicinal garden, I actually didn't attract heaven's punishment. Could it be that the space here has surpassed the Dawn continent and is equivalent to the heaven region? Yi Chen-feng increased the speed of his soul-devouring art to the peak and used all his strength to refine the heavenly saint-breaking pellet. When he tried to break through to the one-star Tao Saint realm, he unexpectedly discovered that heaven's punishment didn't appear. Without heaven's punishment, Yi Chen-feng's difficulty in breaking through to the one-star Tao Saint realm was greatly reduced. He patiently used the heavenly saint-breaking pellet to continuously transform his body and soul strength, tearing apart the bottleneck of his realm bit by bit. Very soon, 3 days passed. In these 3 days, Yi Chen-feng's physical body had undergone tremendous changes. His internal organs had become stronger, and the power of his blood and qi had become more vigorous. Meanwhile, the soul power in his body had basically transformed into Tao power of a higher level, and the power of the Tao diagram had become pure. One-star Tao Saint realm, breakthrough feeling that the bottleneck of his realm was getting looser and looser, Yi Chen-feng controlled the majestic energy and broke through the bottleneck that was full of cracks in one go, breaking through to the one-star Tao Saint realm. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You'll be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1425. Breakthrough. I finally broke through to become a one-star Tao Saint. The moment he broke through, Yi Chen-feng opened his tightly shut eyes. His delicate and handsome face revealed a look of intense excitement. He didn't expect to break through to become a one-star Tao Saint so easily. He didn't meet any challenges. With my current strength and foundation, I should be able to kill an ordinary Nirvana heavenly realm expert. Feeling that his strength had increased by dozens of times, Yi Chen-feng couldn't wait to test his current combat strength. The second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction had disappeared. Just as Yi Chen-feng was feeling the changes in his cultivation, he unexpectedly felt that the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction had disappeared. With a thought, he entered the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. Double the flow of time after entering the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. Yi Chen-feng realized that the spatial flow here was twice as fast as the outside world. This also meant that cultivating in the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction was twice as fast as an ordinary person. Other than the double flow of time, Yi Chen-feng felt that the defense of the universe realm had increased by another level. A supreme grade sage treasure wouldn't be able to break through its defense. These were low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals. Yi Chen-feng released his powerful soul power and covered the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. He realized that other than the high-grade heaven spiritual energy, there were many low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals, as well as many rare heaven domain spiritual items. However, other than these, he didn't find any god-demon relics or high-grade heaven crystals, which was a bit of a pity. With these low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals, I can use the sword puppet to attack without any worries. Yi Chen-feng did a simple count. He realized that there were more than 10 million low-grade heaven crystals in the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. There were also more than 30,000 middle-grade heaven crystals. If he used these heaven crystals to buy treasures in the central world, he would probably be able to buy an entire kingdom. I wonder if I can refine the Demon Emperor's furnace with my current strength? The Demon Emperor's furnace was very important to Yi Chen-feng. If he could open the Demon Emperor's furnace, he would be able to use it to refine the heavenly sage breaking elixir, which would greatly increase his chances of success. The furnace of the demonic emperor had recognized its master. With a thought, Yi Chen-feng summoned the Demon Emperor's furnace. He bit his finger and dripped a drop of blood essence into the Demon Emperor's furnace. After breaking through to the one-star Tao Saint realm, Yi Chen-feng's blood was even more powerful. It quickly seeped into the demonic Thearcha's furnace and established a connection with it. Kai the blood fused with the demonic emperor's furnace. Yi Chunfeng tried to open the demonic emperor's furnace. When he had deduced the 3 great Dao wills to the extreme, he released powerful Dao power into the demonic emperor's furnace. The tightly shut lid of the demonic emperor's furnace opened, and a terrifying demonic power was released from the furnace. A piercing roar came out from the demon emperor's furnace. The demon emperor's furnace's treasure spirit, the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, emerged from the demon emperor's furnace and roared at Yi Chunfeng. The power of the universe, suppress. Yi Chunfeng smelled a dangerous aura when he saw the purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul that was as big as a small mountain, its eyes flashing with a demonic light. He immediately controlled the power of the universe realm to suppress it. Suppressed by the universe realm, the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul immediately released a powerful demonic power to resist. Its huge soul body carried a terrifying power of heaven and earth and rushed at Yi Chunfeng. Chaos divine, wood facing the attack of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. Yi Chunfeng did not dare to be careless. He decisively summoned the chaos divine wood. The 5-colored treetops swayed, and the strongest attack of an upper-grade sacred treasure collided with the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. The fierce blow forced the chaos divine wood back, but the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul did not continue to attack. It endured the power of the universe that came pressing down and stared at the chaos divine wood and Yi Chunfeng in surprise. Why do you have a chaos divine wood? The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul suddenly spoke and asked in a deep voice. This chaos divine wood was left to me by my father. Yi Chunfeng did not expect the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, the treasure spirit of the demonic emperor's furnace, to say the name of the chaos divine wood. You are the son of that god? The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul widened its eyes and said in disbelief, God, you have seen my father? Hearing the words of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, Yi Chunfeng's heart was set off a huge wave. He asked excitedly, Can you tell me who my father is? If you're really the son of that god, I think you will see what he left for you when you go to the abyss of hell. After knowing who he is, the hostility in the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul's eyes decreased greatly. It said in a low voice, Back then, I was only lucky enough to see him once and was saved by him. With his help, I kept this remnant soul and became the treasure spirit of the demonic emperor's furnace. Then can you tell me the secret of the abyss of hell? Yi Chunfeng asked, How did you appear in this realm? There is only one secret of the abyss of hell, and that is related to that god. And the abyss of hell is my tomb. As for why I appeared in this realm, I cannot tell you before I confirm your identity. The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said, Well, then I need to borrow the demonic emperor's furnace to make elixirs. Can you help me? Yi Chunfeng looked at the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. Okay. The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul wanted to refuse, but thinking that Yi Chunfeng might be the descendant of that great figure, it nodded and agreed. All right, the demonic emperor's furnace has recognized you as its owner. These 10 elixirs are yours. As it spoke, 10 golden, Longan-sized sacred elixirs with different markings flew out of the demonic emperor's furnace and landed in Yi Chunfeng's hand. What a powerful elixir! What level are these sacred elixirs? Feeling the majestic power of the sacred elixirs in his hand, Yi Chunfeng asked in surprise. These were 2 mid-grade sacred elixirs, the Transcendence Sacred Elixir and 8 Transformation Sacred Elixirs. The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said, With your strength, 1 Transformation Sacred Elixir is enough to break through to the 2-star Dao Saint realm. And the Transcendence Sacred Elixir has a high chance of breaking through to the Dao Saint realm. But whether it is the Transcendence Sacred Elixir or the Transformation Sacred Elixir, each person can only take one. The second one is ineffective. Thank you. Knowing the value of these 10 elixirs, Yi Chunfeng was overjoyed. He immediately sealed them in a jade box. Well, I'm going to sleep. Wake me up when you make the elixirs, the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said. Okay. Yi Qianfeng nodded. He inhaled and exhaled the pure, heaven spiritual qi. He quickly adjusted his breath and adjusted his state. About 6 hours later, Yi Qianfeng adjusted his state to the best. He awakened the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul and took out the main ingredients for the heavenly saint-breaking elixir. He threw them into the demon emperor furnace. With the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, he began to make the heavenly saint-breaking elixir. As Yi Qianfeng had guessed, the demon emperor furnace was a supreme-grade sacred treasure. Although with Yi Qianfeng's current strength, he could not use its strongest power, its elixir-making ability was far stronger than the Suzaku furnace. With the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, Yi Qianfeng only used 3 days to purify all the main ingredients for the heavenly saint-breaking elixir and began to make the elixir. 3. I used the demon, the arch cauldron, to refine elixirs, and I could actually refine 3 embryonic forms of the heavenly saint-breaking elixir. The process of condensing the elixirs was not only surprisingly smooth, but was also greatly beyond Yi Qianfeng's expectations. He never expected that the Demon Emperor's furnace would be so powerful that it could actually use 1 set of main ingredients to refine 3 embryonic elixirs. In about 10 days, with the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, the temperature of the Demon Emperor furnace increased exponentially, and 3 heavenly saint-breaking elixirs were successfully condensed. Yi Qianfeng was overjoyed. Putting away the 3 heavenly saint-breaking elixirs, Yi Qianfeng rested for half a day and continued to refine the heavenly saint-breaking elixir. Soon, 2 months passed. In these 2 months, Yi Qianfeng did not fail once. He refined all 5 sets of main ingredients and refined 5 sets of heavenly saint-breaking elixir. In addition to the first set of elixir that he refined a total of 18 heavenly saint-breaking elixirs. Looking at the heavenly saint-breaking elixirs of immeasurable value in front of him, Yi Qianfeng felt like he was dreaming. His whole heart was filled with great joy. Please visit the website, Yinlai Pavilion, or visit the website directly. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1426. God. 18. Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir. Am I dreaming? Yi Qianfeng was very clear about the value of the Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir. With these 18 Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir, Yi Qianfeng could definitely cultivate a terrifying force that could threaten the position of the 3 divine kingdoms. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test be the way. Do you want to cultivate in the furnace of the Demon Emperor? The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul floated out of the furnace of the Demon Emperor and looked at Yi Qianfeng, who controlled the sacred fire and had an unimaginable foundation, and asked in a muffled voice, "You want to use the furnace of the Demon Emperor to refine me?" Yi Qianfeng understood the meaning of the purple-eyed, profound rhino soul and asked, "Yes, I feel that there's a lot of medicinal power left in your body. If you can't refine this medicinal power, no matter what kind of elixir you take, you will develop resistance and greatly affect the medicinal power." The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul nodded and said, "In addition to the powerful alchemy ability, the furnace of the Demon Emperor also has the ability to refine the body. However, the process of refining the body will be very painful, so you better be mentally prepared." "It's okay, I can bear the pain." Yi Qianfeng had a strong will and was not afraid of pain. "Well, since you want to try, then come in." The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul opened the furnace of the Demon Emperor and let Yi Qianfeng jump into the furnace. It lit the furnace fire and used the power of the furnace of the Demon Emperor to refine Yi Qianfeng's body and refine the large amount of medicinal power left in his body. Being refined by the hot flames in the furnace of the Demon Emperor, Yi Qianfeng's body, which was comparable to a quasi-sacred treasure, was constantly being burned and cracked. The burning Extremely hot flames penetrated his cracked skin and kept drilling into his body, making him feel like he would be melted at any time. It was so painful that he wanted to die. Although the pain was so unbearable that Yi Chunfeng's soul was on the verge of collapse, the effect of refining the body was very obvious. A large amount of medicinal dregs were melted by the furnace fire and turned into pure energy that was integrated into the Heaven's Hall Meridian. Kid, can you still hold on? The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul controlled the furnace fire to burn Yi Chunfeng for more than 2 hours. It was afraid that he would hurt his cultivation foundation and body, so it transmitted a message. It's okay. I can hold on. Yi Chunfeng replied with a trembling voice. He activated the divine 9 transformations over and over again, using the power of the furnace of the Demon Emperor to temper his body and reach the consummate level of the righteous body. Yi Chunfeng endured the torment for nearly a day, refining all the dregs in his body. He also transformed half of the real spirit bead in his shunting meridian, increasing its power continuously. Few after using the furnace of the demon god to temper his body, Yi Chunfeng, who relied on his extraordinary willpower to endure bitterly, did not leave the furnace of the demon god. Instead, he took out a precious body refining spirit item and directly swallowed it. Using the scorching power of the furnace of the demon god, he quickly refined it and continued to break through to the 5th level of the body or a realm. Who would have thought that this child's willpower would be so terrifying? However, the bloodline in his body was different from that of the deities. Could he really be the descendant of a deity? The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul had been paying attention to Yi Chunfeng in the body, refining spirit item. While it admired him, it kept guessing his identity. After another day or so, Yi Chunfeng had completely refined all the body refining spiritual items under the scorching flames of the Demon Emperor's furnace. He had successfully transformed the true spirit pearl in his Heaven's Hall Meridian and cultivated his aura body to the perfection stage. Phew, I finally cultivated the body refining spirit item to the consummate level. Yi Chunfeng, whose flesh was torn open, let out a long sigh of relief and woke up from the painful cultivation. Although the cultivation process was unbearably painful and made him collapse, the effect was very obvious. After cultivating the body refining spirit item to the consummate level, Yi Chunfeng's strength reached 220 million gene. His defense surpassed that of a quasi-sage treasure and reached the level of a low-grade sage treasure. His body was even stronger than an average mid-grade sacred beast. Purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul, let me out. With a thought, Yi Chunfeng made the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul open the lid of the demon god furnace and return to the 2nd level of the universe realm. With the power of the spiritual bead of life, he quickly recovered from his injuries. Ling Yu and the others are back. While Yi Chunfeng was recovering from his injuries, he felt Ling Yu and the fire Qilin return. They were directly transported to the 2nd level of the universe realm. Xiaohua, why are you here? Looking at the huge fire Qilin burning with sacred flames, the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul emerged from the demon god furnace. It stared at the fire Qilin with its bell-sized eyes and asked in surprise. Black rhinoceros boss looking at the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul floating in mid-air. The fire Qilin was stunned. It revealed an excited expression and roared loudly. Why? You know each other? Looking at the excited fire Qilin and the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul, Yi Chunfeng asked in surprise. Black rhinoceros boss is the same as me. We are both masters contracted beasts. Back then, Black rhinoceros boss contributed greatly to our escape. The fire Qilin did not hide the identity of the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul and said, Xiaohua, she is. The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul's perception was strong. It noticed the true god bloodline and divine ape bloodline flowing in Ling Yu's body and quickly asked, Black rhinoceros boss, she is little master. You even carried her back then. Fire Qilin said excitedly. Little master, you found little master. Knowing the identity of Ling Yu, The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul was overjoyed. "All right, Black Rhinoceros boss, where's your body? How did you become an artifact spirit?" Fire Cheelin asked loudly. It's a long story." The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul sighed and said, "Back then, in order to protect Master's escape, I lured away part of the enemy. But the enemy's strength was too terrifying. I was no match for them and was destroyed. If I hadn't met a god, I would have turned into ashes." "So, my father might not be dead?" the Ling Yu asked excitedly with a red face. Master's strength is too great. He won't die so easily," the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul said. "You guys take your time to reminisce." After knowing the identity of the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul, Yi Chunfeng was completely relieved. With a thought, he came to the longevity stone where Shui Hanyin was sealed. The clothes on Shui Hanyin's body were completely torn apart, revealing her flawless and slender body. A vivid and lifelike phoenix phantom appeared on her body from time to time. At this time, Shui Hanyin and the phoenix blood essence were at the final stage of fusion and were about to be reborn. The phoenix blood essence was indeed powerful. Feeling that Shui Hanyin's vitality had not only recovered, but was also far stronger than before. Her Xian body was also completely activated. Yi Chunfeng sighed with emotion. Heavenly Saint breaking pellet fused. Shui Hanyin had fused with the phoenix's blood essence. Her vitality and blood had reached the peak. When she reached the peak of level 6 Beast Emperor, Yi Chunfeng cracked open the longevity stone and took out a heavenly saint breaking pellet. He fused it into Shui Hanyin's body to help her complete the final breakthrough. About 3 days later, a high-pitched bird cry came from Shui Hanyin's body. After fusing with the phoenix blood essence and the heavenly saint breaking pellet, she broke through the bottleneck and reached level 1 Dao Saint. "Congratulations, Shui Hanyin. You have been reborn and reached level 1 Dao Saint." Yi Chunfeng revealed a faint smile and said softly as he looked at Shui Hanyin, who slowly opened her eyes. She was completely naked and exuded a charm that could bewitch all living things in her bones. Visit Gathering Cloud Pavilion or visit the website directly. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click the save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1427. Chunfeng, thank you for everything you've done for me. Although Shui Hanyin seemed to be asleep, her mind was clear. She remembered everything that Yi Chunfeng had done for her. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test as long as you're fine. Everything is worth it. Yi Chunfeng looked at her new body. Her skin was even more delicate, and her long black hair draped over her shoulders. Her charming face was like a cross between a fairy and a demoness. She was so beautiful that ripples appeared in his heart. "Chunfeng, there's no one else here, right?" Shui Hanyin walked out of the life stone without any protection. She looked at Yi Chunfeng affectionately and asked, "No." Yi Chunfeng shook his head. As soon as he said that, Shui Hanyin threw herself into Yi Chunfeng's arms. Her smooth jade body hooked around his neck as she kissed him hard on the lips. With the warm jade in his arms and the delicate fragrance wafting into his nose, Yi Chunfeng lost control of his mind at this moment. After a while, the two people's bodies merged perfectly like two agile snakes. Shui Hanyin twisted her slender waist crazily, matching with Yi Chunfeng, playing a mesmerizing and irresistible melody. Ong! Screech! Yi Chunfeng had the bloodline of a true dragon, while Shui Hanyin had the bloodline of Phoenix. When the two of them merged together, their bloodlines also merged. Coupled with the nourishment of their profound physiques, the two of them not only created waves of boiling points, but also nourished their bodies through the harmony of yin and yang, causing them to completely lose themselves. The two of them forgot time and place as they continued to climb to the peak. Only when the two of them ran out of strength did they fall into a soft bed made of spiritual qi and fall asleep in each other's arms. Mid-1-star Dao Saint realm. After sleeping for several hours, Yi Chenfeng woke up. He was surprised to find that after dual cultivating with Shui Han Yin, his cultivation level had increased tremendously. He had reached the middle stage of the 1-star Dao Saint realm. He had never expected to increase his strength so quickly. Shui Hanyin's soft body and intoxicating feeling made him even more captivated. Days passed. After his strength increased, Yi Chenfeng began to sweep through the ancient medicinal garden. He moved all the ancient spiritual herbs in the ancient medicinal garden into the universe mirror. Through the continuous dual cultivation with Shui Han Yin, their strength continued to rise. Soon, another year had passed. During this year, the spiritual fish consumed the heavenly saint breaking pill and easily broke through to the 1-star Dao Saint realm. Song Kuan Wu, Lei Yi, and the rest had found many opportunities in the ancient herb garden. Their strength had increased tremendously, and they had all cultivated to the limit of their cultivation base. The space devourer bug had absorbed a large amount of Saint Beast blood essence, and naturally broke through to the 9th level of heavenly beasts, reaching the 1st level of Saint Beast, gaining an even stronger space devourer ability. As for Yi Chenfeng, his strength did not improve much in this 1 year, but he had cultivated the spatial laws to the 2nd level and grasped the spatial fold. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, it is very difficult for you to increase your strength in the Duhan continent. However, I have a way to help you improve. However, after you break through to the next level, you'll have to face the terrifying heavenly punishment. If you are unable to overcome it, you will be annihilated. Are you willing to take the risk? Yi Chenfeng asked Song Kuan Wu and Lei Yi, who had cultivated to the limit of their cultivation base. Yes. Song Kuan Wu and Lei Yi's eyes lit up, and they said without hesitation, "This is the heavenly saint breaking pill and the heavenly saint breaking pill. After you break through to the next level, we will leave this place." After staying in the ancient garden for more than 3 years, Yi Chenfeng felt that the ancient great demon saint should have left this place. He was ready to leave this place and head to the abyss of hell in the eastern continent to unravel the mystery of his origin. Thank you. After receiving the 2 saint pills of immeasurable value, Song Kuan Wu and Lei Yi revealed a look of excitement. They adjusted themselves to their best state before swallowing the 2 saint pills and going all out to break through to a higher level. Spiritual fish Yin, do you want to break through to the 2nd star Dao Saint realm? Thinking about the foundation of the kingdom of gods, Yi Chenfeng decided to take the risk and continue to increase his strength. Yes, spiritual fish and Shui Han Yin said at the same time. Then I will give you the heavenly saint breaking pill and the heavenly saint breaking pill. After refining them, you should be able to break through the shackles of your cultivation base and reach the 2nd star Dao Saint realm. After speaking, Yi Chenfeng gave the spiritual fish and Shui Han Yin a heavenly saint breaking pill and a heavenly saint breaking pill respectively, allowing them to continue breaking through to the next level. While the 2 of them were cultivating, Yi Chenfeng didn't consume the heavenly saint breaking pill. Instead, he took out the Water Emperor fruit and prepared to make use of the strong spirituality of the Water Emperor fruit to break through to the 2nd star Dao Saint realm to deal with more terrifying threats. Just as Yi Chenfeng was trying to break through to the 2nd star Dao Saint realm, the phoenix blood Ganoderma, which had absorbed a large amount of 10,000 years spiritual milk, suddenly flew to Shui Hanyin's side. It transformed into a fire phoenix and danced around her. Phoenix blood Ganoderma. Do you want to follow Yinner? Seeing the phoenix blood Ganoderma's actions, Yi Chenfeng guessed that the phoenix blood Ganoderma was attracted by Shui Hanyin's phoenix bloodline. And is that okay? The fire phoenix that was transformed from the phoenix blood Ganoderma nodded and spoke in the human language. Sure, you can follow Yin from now on. Thinking about the strength of the phoenix blood Ganoderma, with it protecting Shui Han Yin, the number of people in the central world who could harm her could be counted with one's fingers. Water Emperor fruit, refine. After giving the phoenix blood Ganoderma to Shui Han Yin, Yi Chenfeng swallowed the Water Emperor fruit and a heavenly saint-breaking pill. He circulated the soul-devouring art and quickly refined the boundless spirituality of the Water Emperor fruit to break through to the second star, Tao Saint realm. During the days of dual cultivation with Shui Hanyin, Yi Chunfeng's strength increased tremendously and reached the peak of the one-star Tao Saint realm. After consuming the heavenly saint-breaking pill and the Water Emperor fruit, the Tao energy in his body immediately reached saturation. The Tao energy in his body continued to increase, and his strength increased rapidly. After 23 days, a powerful energy spread out from Lei Yi's body. After refining the heavenly saint-breaking pill and the heavenly saint-breaking pill, Lei Yi successfully broke through the limits of the central world and reached the four-star Tao Saint realm. He grasped even more power. Not long after Lei Yi broke through, Song Kunwa's strength also experienced a qualitative leap. He broke through the four-star Tao Saint realm and broke through to the five-star Tao Saint realm. Screech, a series of ear-piercing bird cries could be heard. Under the nourishment of the phoenix blood Ganoderma, Shui Hanyin broke through the bottleneck of Yi Chunfeng's spiritual fish and reached the two-star Tao Saint realm. Soon, the spiritual fish completely refined the two divine elixirs and strengthened the power of the two bloodlines. Her cultivation also increased, and she broke through to the two-star Tao Saint realm. At this moment, other than Yi Chunfeng, everyone else had broken through to the next realm. As Yi Chunfeng's foundation was too deep, the energy required to break through was too great. One Water Emperor fruit was not enough for him to break through to the two-star Tao Saint realm. After refining the first Water Emperor fruit, he was on the verge of breaking through. He consumed the second Water Emperor fruit and refined the spirituality of the Water Emperor fruit to continue to break through to the two-star Tao Saint realm. Finally, under his tireless efforts, he completely refined the second Water Emperor fruit and broke through the bottleneck of the next realm to reach the two-star Tao Saint realm. The moment he broke through to the next realm, Yi Chunfeng felt that his strength had undergone a qualitative leap. At this moment, Yi Chunfeng felt that if he did not use his trump cards, he would definitely be able to fight against a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. If he used the Heaven-Suppressing Pearl and the Sacred Blood Pearl, he would definitely have the chance to kill a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. Phew, I've finally broken through. It's time to leave. Yi Chunfeng stabilized his cultivation and left the universe realm. He rode on the fire Qilin, which was close to the limit of a middle-grade sacred beast, and rushed towards the entrance of the ancient medicinal garden. He left the ancient medicinal garden and returned to the mysterious sea. I wish all my friends a happy new year. Be happy forever. Mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1428. Boom. Yi Chunfeng rode the fire Qilin and left the ancient Her garden. Immediately, dark clouds appeared in the sky above the mysterious ocean. They gathered from all directions and covered the sun. Through the tens of thousands of meters deep sea, they locked onto Yi Chunfeng. The heaven's punishment had come. Feeling the heaven's punishment, Yi Chunfeng could not help but show a serious expression. He could feel that the heaven's punishment was not to be underestimated. Riding the fire Qilin, he quickly flew to the top of the trench, preparing to find a spacious place to undergo the heaven's punishment. The power of the heaven's punishment. Did he come out? All of a sudden, the ancient devilish holy being that had been hiding in the mysterious sea all this time suddenly opened his eyes before disappearing in a flash. You finally came out. When the ancient demon saint radiated his powerful soul power, he locked onto Yi Chunfeng and the fire Qilin, who were flying at high speed. His deep eyes shot out a thick, murderous aura. He cut through the cold sea water and tried to stop them. The ancient demon saint did not leave. He had been waiting in the mysterious ocean. Just when Yi Chunfeng and the fire Qilin were looking for a place to undergo the heaven's punishment, Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul power sensed the ancient demon saint's aura. His face suddenly changed. However, thinking about the heaven's punishment that was about to descend, Yi Qinfeng's heart moved. He thought of a risky plan to eliminate the ancient demon saint. Riding the fire Qilin, he quickly flew to the mysterious ocean. "Kid, where are you going?" Relying on his absolute speed, the ancient demon saint quickly approached Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. He threw out a palm strike from a distance. The terrifying palm light tore apart layers of seawater, covering nearly 1 mile of sea area. He wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. Black Dragon Sword Yi Qinfeng used his dragon's pine sword to block the attack. The terrifying sword intent turned into a black dragon, cutting through all the spells. It slashed at the huge palm that was collapsing the space around it, forcefully weakening the power of the palm. Yi Qinfeng's sword intent turned into a black dragon, cutting through all the spells. It slashed at the huge palm that was collapsing the space around it, forcefully weakening its power. Boom! A deafening explosion sounded in the violently fluctuating seawater. The two holy skills clashed for 3 breaths, and Yi Qinfeng's black dragon of extinction shattered. The fire Qilin seized the opportunity when the black dragon of absolutes was blocking it and flew thousands of meters away. It kept getting closer to the surface of the sea where huge waves were surging. Rumble, sensing that Yi Qinfeng's aura was getting closer and closer, an earth-shaking rumble of thunder rang out from the violently rolling tribulation clouds. The frightening rumble spread to a distance of several thousand miles, frightening all the demon beasts in the ocean and making them flee for their lives. A 2-star Tao Saint. How is that possible? How did he manage to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm in just 3 short years? What kind of fortuitous encounter did he get in this ocean region? Relying on his absolute speed to close the distance between him and Yi Qinfeng, the ancient devil saint's heart was in turmoil. He couldn't believe that Yi Qinfeng had actually broken through the shackles of cultivation in such a short period of time. This kid is definitely hiding a huge secret. Thinking of this, the ancient devil saint's killing intent became even more intense. He continued to increase his speed, determined to kill Yi Qinfeng and obtain the shocking secret on him. Great soul chasing hand as he got closer and closer to Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. A monstrous demonic aura surged from the ancient devil saint's body. It transformed into a huge soul-chasing hand and attacked Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin at a speed faster than the speed of light. Spatial folds as the great soul-chasing hand attacked. Yi Qinfeng immediately used the laws of space to continuously fold space, controlling the power of space to block the attack of the great soul-chasing hand. However, the ancient devil saint's strength was too terrifying. Yi Qinfeng's folded space couldn't block it at all, and the great soul-chasing hand continued to penetrate through it. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi quickly come out. Seeing that the great soul-chasing hand was about to attack Yi Qinfeng, he summoned Tsang Kunwu and Lei Yi. Combining their strength, they resisted the attack of the great soul-chasing hand. Boom, 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 boom. For deafening explosions rang out. Yi Qinfeng combined the strength of Tsang Kunwu, Lei Yi, and the fire Qilin to forcefully destroy the great soul-chasing hand, breaking the killing move of the ancient devil saint. What kind of fortuitous encounter did the 4-star Tao sages and 5-star Tao sages discover? Sensing the strength of Tsang Kunwu and Lei Yi, the ancient devil saint was even more shocked. Boom! With the appearance of Tsang Kunwu and Lei Yi, the power of the tribulation clouds in the sky was like a tide that broke through a dam. Boundless pressure surged down from the tribulation clouds, crushing a large area of space and locking onto Yi Qinfeng and the rest. Heaven's punishment, the ancient devil saint who was chasing after Yi Qinfeng and the others also sensed the danger from the rumbling tribulation clouds. However, the secrets on Yi Qinfeng and the others were deeply attracted to him, causing him to spare no effort to chase after them. He wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng and the others before the heaven's punishment descended. However, Yi Chunfeng, Lei Yi, and the Fire Qilin's attacks were too powerful. Furthermore, they had top-grade saint artifacts in their hands. They constantly countered his attacks and slowed down the time, creating a huge pressure on him. As the rumbling of thunder in the tribulation clouds grew louder and louder, it was about to pierce through the surface of the sea. 4,000 Chingfeng felt that the heaven's punishment was about to descend, and he suddenly gave up on running. He sent the Fire Qilin into the universe realm and summoned the Chaos Divine Beasts, the Golden Clear Dragon Blood Lion, the Spirit Fish, and Shui Hanyan. Sensing the aura of the two saint beasts, the Spirit Fish and Shui Hanyan, the heaven's punishment that was about to descend became even more powerful. The terrifying power in the tribulation clouds seemed to want to destroy this world and all living beings. Thousand Layers Precipice Formation. Forbidden, the ancient devil saint sensed the strong threat of death in the tribulation clouds and wanted to give up chasing after Yi Chunfeng and the others. When he dodged to the outside of the tribulation area, Yi Chunfeng summoned the Thousand Layers Precipice Formation and directly trapped the ancient devil saint in the formation, not giving him a chance to escape. True Demonic Hand Break. Trapped by the Thousand Layers Precipice Formation, the ancient devil saint felt deeply uneasy. He decisively summoned the top-grade saint artifact, True Demonic Hand, and attacked the Thousand Layers Precipice Formation, wanting to tear the formation apart and leave by force. Boom! The Thousand Layers Precipice Formation was attacked by the True Demonic Hand and immediately cracked. However, the True Demonic Hand did not break through. Just as the ancient devil saint continued to attack, Yi Chunfeng summoned the Demon Emperor's Furnace, which was also a top-grade saint artifact. With the terrifying power of suppression and flame, it bombarded the ancient devil saint, not giving him a chance to continue attacking the Thousand Layers Precipice Formation. Ancient devil saint, enjoy the baptism of heaven's punishment with us. When the Demon Emperor's Furnace suppressed the ancient devil saint with all its strength, its power increased exponentially. The heaven's punishment, which was filled with the power of the world, turned into thousands of thunderbolts, pouring down like a heavenly river, shattering a large area of space and bombarding Yi Chunfeng and the others. Because the ancient devil saint was the strongest, he had to bear the most terrible baptism of heaven's punishment in the tribulation area. The terrible heaven's punishment of the world brought him a deep threat of death. Boom! The heaven's punishment of the world fell and instantly broke through the Thousand Layers Precipice Formation, annihilated Yi Chunfeng and the others, and crazily destroyed their bodies. At this moment, the seawater in a radius of several miles completely evaporated and collapsed. The whole world seemed to have come to an end, and there was no light. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1429. Just you wait. I will destroy you sooner or later. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement test. Although the ancient devil sage was strong, the might of the heavenly tribulation that Yi Chunfeng and the others had summoned was too terrifying. Facing it alone, the ancient devil sage's defenses were constantly being broken, and he had no choice but to force his way out. No need to wait. Let's fight to the death today. Yi Chunfeng, who had raised his defense to the highest level, roared. His entire body was like a sword of light that could slash the heavens and split the earth. He forcefully broke through the world of heavenly punishment and attacked the ancient devil sage, not giving him a chance to escape. F***, you are crazy. When the ancient devil saint saw that Yi Chunfeng ignored the world's heavenly punishment and insisted on attacking him, he was furious. He gritted his teeth and endured the world's heavenly punishment. He controlled the supreme grade saint treasure, the hand of the true devil, to attack Yi Chunfeng, wanting to kill him. Sword Puppet. The true demon hand's attack was too terrifying. Even a mid-grade saint treasure could not withstand it. Yi Chunfeng did not dare to take it head-on, So he summoned the sword puppet and used its indestructible body to take on the true demon hand head-on. Boom! The sword puppet was sent flying by the true demon hand's fatal attack, and the energy in its body was quickly consumed. Chaos Divine Wood attack. While the sword puppet was resisting the true demon hand's attack, Yi Qinfeng summoned his natal treasure, the Chaos Divine Wood. It swayed with the light of the 5 elements, shattering the heavenly punishment, and attacked the ancient demon saint at close range. Although the ancient great demon saint had sensed danger from the Chaos Divine Wood, he had been baptized by the heavenly punishment of the world. His mobility was greatly restricted, and he could not dodge the Chaos Divine Wood at all. He could only control the true demon hand and hastily face the attack. Gu Jianga, Heart of Sword Bright Moon. The Chaos Divine Wood and the true demon hand clashed, creating endless energy ripples. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng ignited his divine demon bloodline, increasing his strength by 3 times. His physical strength increased to 700 million pounds, and he forcefully shattered the heavenly punishment's baptism. He held the dragon spine, saint's sword, and slashed at the ancient demon saint with the ultimate sword that contained the sound of Tao. Break for me. Even though he was in danger, the ancient demon saint didn't panic. 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams appeared around his body, turning into a heavy hammer that blocked Yi Qinfeng's sword strike that was like the sun and moon hanging high in the sky. After the first sword strike, Yi Qinfeng endured the baptism of the heavenly punishment and continued to attack the ancient demon saint. He tried his best to keep the ancient demon saint busy, not giving him a chance to escape. While Yi Qinfeng was fighting with the ancient devil saint, Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi relied on their absolute strength to tear apart the heavenly punishment that was bombarding them. They took the risk to approach the ancient devil saint with their saint artifacts and launched fatal attacks at him. Die, all of you! Baki Jinjutsu. As the injuries on his body worsened, the ancient devil saint unleashed his ultimate move. Instantly, 8 phantoms appeared, erupting with a world-shaking destructive power. They sealed off all directions, manifesting a Tao will that struck fear into the hearts of everyone as they launched a fatal attack on Yi Qinfeng and the other 2. Sword Puppet. Defend. At the critical moment, Yi Qinfeng once again controlled the sword puppet to block in front of him, blocking the ancient devil saint's Baki Jinjutsu attack. As for Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi, they also relied on their absolute strength and mid-grade saint artifacts to block the continuous attacks of the Baki Jinjutsu. Hand of the true demon, destroy heaven and earth. The Baki Jinjutsu was blocked by Yi Qinfeng and the others. The ancient devil saint continued to activate the hand of the true demon, forming a series of terrifyingly powerful palm prints that released destructive power that suppressed Yi Qinfeng and the others. Furnace of the Demon Emperor. Defend. The hand of the true demon was too terrifying. Even with Yi Qinfeng's current strength, he didn't dare to face it head-on. He decisively awakened the purple-eyed, mystic rhinoceros soul and let it control the furnace of the demon emperor to defend with all its strength. Boom! Boom! A series of deafening explosions rang out as the true demon's hand continued to imprint on the demonic emperor's furnace. The demonic emperor's furnace trembled as a large number of fish patterns emerged from the demonic emperor's furnace, constantly tearing apart the fragile space. Tiansong Art Song Kun Wu took a deep breath and endured the world's heavenly punishment. He cast the Tiansong Palace's inherited mystique and activated his Tao concept. It was like a light curtain that swept across the 9 heavens and earth, bombarding the ancient devil saint's body. Song Kuan Wu's strength was only 1 realm lower than the ancient devil saint. After being attacked by Song Kuan Wu's Tiansong art, the injuries on the ancient devil saint's body continued to worsen. He could only divert his attention to defend himself. Ghost King's lightning region. While the ancient demon saint was defending against Song Kuan Wu's attack with all his might, Lei Yi, who was riddled with wounds, had also unleashed his strongest attack. The Tao will that he had deduced to the extreme turned into a dark lightning domain, and together with the heavenly punishment of the world, they bombarded the ancient demon saint's body, tearing apart his defense and shattering his body. Black hole break as his injuries continued to worsen. The ancient devil saint deduced the power of the spirit grade Tao diagrams to the extreme. He transformed into a terrifying black hole that devoured everything. He kept on crushing the attacks of Yi Chen-feng and the others and continued to devour him. Seeing that the black hole of the ancient devil saint was about to devour Yi Chen-feng, who was constantly being attacked by the world's heavenly punishment, Yi Chen-feng summoned the nine-dragon jade annulus and launched a fatal attack at the ancient devil saint. After breaking through to the realm of a two-star Tao saint, Yi Chen-feng no longer found it strenuous to control the nine-dragon jade annulus, where he fused his majestic Tao force and the three spirit-grade Tao diagrams into the nine-dragon jade annulus. Loud dragon roars could be heard. 5 deadly dragons with the power to destroy everything slammed into the black hole of the ancient devil saint. The terrifying power of the nine-dragon jade annulus shattered the black hole and continued to shatter the ancient devil saint's body. He was forced to retreat continuously. Blood spurted out of his mouth as he was devoured by the world's heavenly punishment. When the ancient devil saint used his absolute strength to tear apart the heavenly punishment that engulfed him, Yi Chen-feng controlled the chaos divine wood with his will and ruthlessly whipped the ancient devil saint's body, sending him flying. The ancient devil saint's chest that was struck by the chaos divine would have caved in deeply. This ancient devil saint shall remember this enmity and return it 100-fold in the future. The ancient devil saint's injuries gradually worsened. After being baptized by the world's heavenly punishment, he knew that if he continued to fight, even if he could kill Yi Chen-feng and the others, he would most likely die here. He had no choice but to use his life-saving trump card to forcefully escape. Chaos Divine would root prison. Seeing that the ancient devil saint was trying to escape, Yi Chen-feng, who had been severely injured by the world's heavenly punishment, ignored his injuries and controlled the Chaos Divine would to extend tens of thousands of 5-colored roots, trying to trap the ancient devil saint here. However, the ancient devil saint was a 6-star devil saint after all. His strength was far beyond Yi Chen-feng and the others. Before the Chaos Divine would could form the root prison, he burned his powerful blood energy and used blood escape, which was extremely harmful to his body, to break through the defense line of Yi Chen-feng and the others. Under the indiscriminate bombardment of the world's heavenly punishment, he escaped at an extremely fast speed. The ancient devil saint was indeed not easy to kill. Looking at the ancient devil saint escaping, Yi Chen-feng, who had been baptized by the world's heavenly punishment, could not chase after him. He could only watch as the ancient devil saint escaped. He summoned back the demon emperor's furnace and quickly came to Shui Hanyan and the spiritual fish who were under great pressure. He resisted the baptism of the world's heavenly punishment together with them and tempered his body. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1430. Everyone, don't hold back. Show us all your strength. As long as we work together, we will definitely survive this heavenly punishment. Although the heavenly punishment contained terrifying world energy, Yi Chen-feng and the others had extraordinary foundations. Their strength was much higher than those of the same realm. In addition, they had powerful treasures to protect their bodies. They worked together and intertwined the Tao diagrams to form a sea of Tao intent, completely resisting the heavenly punishment. Watermark advertisement test. Watermark advertisement test. Under the world energy's baptism, Yi Chen-feng and the others became even more refined. Their comprehension of Tao intent was also constantly deepening. About 12 hours later, the heavenly punishment that had been pouring down and destroying the sea of mystery finally disappeared. Working together to resist the world energy's baptism, Yi Chunfeng and the others suffered heavy injuries. Especially Yi Chunfeng, Lei Yi, and Song Kuan-Wu, who had tried their best to kill the ancient devil sage. Their injuries were even more serious. Many of their bones were exposed, and the Tao energy in their bodies was obviously exhausted. Blood Ginseng King recover. Before the second heavenly punishment descended, Yi Chunfeng took out a Blood Ginseng King that was more than 1,000,000 years old and had a strong recovery ability. He spat out the heaven-burning sacred flame and melted it, refining a large amount of pure spiritual liquid. He merged it into the bodies of everyone and the two saint beasts, accelerating their recovery speed and replenishing their Tao energy. What was that? Just as everyone was quickly refining the Blood Ginseng King's juice and recovering from their injuries, a large number of figures appeared in the violently tumbling tribulation clouds. A terrifying, murderous aura spread out from the tribulation clouds and swept through the surroundings, making Yi Chunfeng and the others smell a strong sense of danger. Humanoid heavenly punishment. It was actually the most terrifying humanoid heavenly punishment. Looking at the increasingly clear humanoid figures in the tribulation clouds, Yi Chunfeng immediately guessed that what he was about to face would be the most terrifying humanoid heavenly punishment with intelligence. Everyone, don't be distracted. Hurry up and heal your injuries. Only by adjusting ourselves to the best state can we survive this humanoid heavenly punishment. Yi Chunfeng reminded loudly. He merged all the Blood Ginseng King's juice into everyone's bodies to accelerate their recovery. They had to face the humanoid heavenly punishment that was about to descend. Kill, kill, kill. Suddenly, terrifying sounds of killing resounded through the sky. The second level of heavenly punishment, the humanoid heavenly punishment, descended, bringing with it boundless killing intent and world power as it attacked Yi Chunfeng and the others. Let's go. Looking at the mighty humanoid Tian Fa who was holding a Tao, divine weapon in his hand, Yi Chunfeng decisively burned all three of his bloodlines and pushed the three great Tao diagrams to the extreme. Holding the Dragon Spine Sacred Sword and Black Dragon Sacred Sword, he went up to meet the humanoid Tian Fa, who had extremely terrifying offensive power. Boom! When Yi Chunfeng unleashed his full strength and killed a humanoid heavenly punishment with his dual saint swords, he was immediately surrounded by a large number of humanoid heavenly punishments. Streams of terrifying heavenly punishments and Tao divine weapons constantly attacked his body, putting his defense to a great test. Tiansong Juan Kunwit Song saw that Yi Chunfeng, who was leading the charge, was surrounded by the humanoid heavenly punishments. He immediately mobilized the power of Azure and controlled the Kunwu realm to charge forward. He relied on his absolute strength to crush the humanoid heavenly punishments and reduce the pressure on Yi Chunfeng. Ling Yu, Yin Lei Yi, the two sacred beasts, don't split up. Use the array to resist the humanoid heavenly punishment. Don't let the formation be broken by the humanoid heavenly punishment. After experiencing the terror of the humanoid heavenly punishment, Yi Chunfeng was afraid that something would happen to Ling Yu and Shui Hanyan. Chunfeng, be careful. Shui Hanyan, who had activated her Taoist physique and burned her phoenix bloodline, replied. She quickly formed a huge formation with the spirit fish and Lei Yi and the two sacred beasts. They deduced the formation intent and used all their strength to resist the attack of the humanoid sky law. Humanoid heavenly punishment break. When Shui Hanyan, Ling Yu, and the others formed the array to attack, Yi Chunfeng unleashed his strength to the extreme. Relying on his strength that exceeded 700 million Jin, he directly crushed the humanoid heavenly punishment. Meanwhile, Song Kunwa's strength was even more terrifying. He executed the firmament art and destroyed everything. He constantly shattered the remaining human-shaped heaven's punishment, turning them into pure Tao patterns that fused into his body, increasing his comprehension of Tao intent. Universe Sword Formation, Sword Tornado. Yi Chunfeng had been killing nonstop for more than 6 hours and felt a little tired. He decisively summoned the 108 Shinkuan swords and merged them with the bronze sword soul, forming a terrifying sword tornado around his body, resisting the attacks of the humanoid sky law that constantly appeared. Let's go. We will kill our way into the tribulation clouds and destroy the heavenly punishment in one fell swoop. Yi Chunfeng and the others fought with the humanoid heavenly punishment for a day. They felt that the heavenly punishment's power was still vigorous in the tribulation clouds. They estimated that they would need another 2 days to pass the heavenly punishment. But he wasn't sure if the ancient devil sage would use these few days to recover from his injuries and make a comeback. Therefore, he decided to take the risk and rush into the tribulation clouds to receive the most basic baptism of the heavenly punishment. All right, Kunwu Tsang, Shui Han Yin, and the others didn't hesitate and followed closely behind Yi Chunfeng. They burst out with earth-shattering attacks and constantly shattered the humanoid heavenly punishment that descended from the sky. They tore apart the violently rumbling tribulation clouds and rushed in. Boom, boom, boom. Yi Chunfeng and the others rushed into the tribulation clouds and directly detonated the most basic of the tribulation clouds. The golden ocean-like world power instantly engulfed them. Countless humanoid heavenly punishment emerged from the golden ocean-like world and constantly launched the most basic attacks at them. Formation. Facing the heavenly punishment's attacks that were beyond their imagination and suffocating them, Yi Chunfeng and the others didn't retreat. They quickly formed an extremely powerful formation and relied on the power of the formation to resist the world's golden ocean-like world's baptism and the densely packed humanoid heavenly punishment. Under the most basic and direct baptism of the heavenly punishment, Yi Chunfeng and the others' injuries kept on worsening. The Tao intent in their body was getting purer and stronger with the baptism of the world power. Everyone, attack with me and destroy the source of the golden ocean-like world. We'll destroy this heavenly punishment in one fell swoop. While Yi Chunfeng and the others were resisting the golden ocean-like world's baptism, the God-Eater brain was also rapidly deducing. After the God-Eater brain's deductions, Yi Chunfeng discovered the source of the golden ocean-like world's power. He summoned the chaotic divine wood and gathered everyone's power to attack with all their might. Boom, boom. Yi Chunfeng and the others didn't hesitate to use their saint skills. They tore apart the world power and continuously attacked the source of the golden ocean-like world, causing the world power in the tribulation clouds to become chaotic and put them under even greater pressure. However, they didn't slow down their attacks and continued to attack Yi Chunfeng, who was covered in wounds. Finally, after everyone's continuous efforts, the source of the world power was blasted open by their combined efforts. Boom! In the next moment, the golden ocean-like world exploded. A large number of humanoid heavenly punishment were also shattered. The terrifying power directly shattered the space within a radius of dozens of miles and launched the final and most fatal attack at Yi Chunfeng and the others. Everyone hold on. Faced with the impact of the destructive explosion, Yi Chunfeng and the others gritted their teeth and ignored their injuries. They deduced their Tao intent to the extreme and used all their skills to defend themselves. While they were defending, a large number of Tao patterns fused into their bodies along with the explosion shockwave and sublimated their understanding of Tao intent. After about 30 breaths, the arrayed diagram formed by Yi Chunfeng and the others shattered. They were directly blasted down from mid-air by the earth-shattering energy. They fell into the surging waves of the mysterious ocean that were more than 100 meters tall. Mobile reading site. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1431. Is everyone alright? Yi Chunfeng endured the injuries on his body and teleported the severely injured Shui Han Yin and the others into the universe realm before asking with concern. We are fine. Don't worry. Shui Han Yin, whose face was pale without a trace of blood, struggled to sit up and replied weakly. Her body was severely injured and covered in blood. Although everyone was severely injured by Tian Fa's self-destruction and their bodies were on the verge of collapse, the benefits they obtained were unimaginable. If they could refine the Tao patterns in their bodies, their comprehension of Tao intent would increase by several levels, and they might even be able to condense a spirit-grade Tao diagram. Everyone should cultivate in the universe realm and try to comprehend the Tao patterns in their bodies as soon as possible. Seeing that Shui Hanyin, Song Kunwu, and the others were not injured, Yi Qinfeng was relieved. He consumed a quasi-sage elixir and left the universe realm with the fire Qilin. He rode on the fire Qilin and flew towards the mysterious sea. In order to avoid being intercepted by the ancient devil sages, Yi Qinfeng rode on the fire Qilin and circled around the mysterious sea. It took him a few days to return to the central world. Boss, where are we going now? After witnessing Yi Qinfeng's potential, the fire Qilin, who had obtained a lot of benefits from him, completely approved of him. Even his voice became more polite. To the sacred Fire Valley. Although his strength had increased tremendously, Yi Qinfeng still felt that his foundation was not enough to face the ancient devil sages. In order to strengthen his foundation, he was prepared to seize the sacred Fire Valley's 5 elements, sacred fire. All right, the fire Qilin roared and flew towards the sacred Fire Valley according to the map of the central world that the God-Eater brain sent into his soul sea. At this moment, the sacred Fire Valley was celebrating a joyous occasion. An endless stream of guests came to the sacred Fire Valley to congratulate the sacred Fire Valley Master, Fire Sky Halberd, on breaking through to the Nirvana heavenly realm. The Wind Fire Sect Master and the Scorching Sun Sect Master had arrived. The sacred Fire Valley was bustling with noise and excitement. There was a festive atmosphere in the sacred Fire Valley. Many important figures came to congratulate them with lavish gifts. Congratulations, Fire Valley Master. Congratulations on breaking through to the Nirvana heavenly realm. With you in charge, our Sacred Fire Alliance will become even stronger. Our sects can also bask in your glory. Yes, we will follow your lead in the future. The Wind Fire Sect Master and the Scorching Sun Sect Master came to the newly decorated hall. After putting down the heavy gifts, they congratulated Fire Sky Halberd, who was wearing a dark golden robe, had fiery red hair, and had a stalwart figure. Haha, the 2 sect leaders are too polite. Fire Sky Halberd seemed to enjoy the feeling of being stared at by countless envious eyes. A faint smile appeared on its fiery red face. King Mawei of the Octahead Kingdom had arrived. Another announcement rang out in the noisy sky Fire Valley, causing the lively sacred Fire Valley to quieten down a little. Everyone looked at the man with awe. He was wearing a long robe with a dragon pattern on it, exuding a faint demonic aura, and had a dignified appearance. This man was none other than the Emperor of Orochi, the demonic Might King who wielded monstrous power. Congratulations, Valley Master Hua. Congratulations on breaking through to the Nirvana heavenly realm. Surrounded by a group of people, the demonic Might King strode in with a smile on his face. Normally, a divine nation would rarely pay attention to a Nirvana heaven realm expert that appeared in a sect. After all, there were quite a number of Nirvana heaven realm experts in a divine nation. However, the Sacred Fire Valley was different from ordinary sects, and the Fire Sky Halberd was an extremely rare sacred master in the Central World. Thus, the Octave Divine Nation had no choice but to pay attention to him and send the demonic Might King to congratulate him personally. Demonic Might King, thank you for coming in person. Please come in. Fire Sky Halberd did not dare to be careless. He slowly stood up and personally invited the demonic Might King into the main hall and arranged for him to sit on the main seat. Not long after the arrival of the demonic Might King, several big shots came to the Sacred Fire Valley to congratulate Fire Sky Halberd. For a moment, Fire Sky Halberd's vanity was greatly satisfied. With a smile on his face, he exchanged greetings with all the big shots. We came at the right time. It's the big day of the Sacred Fire Sect. Crossing hundreds of thousands of miles, Yi Qinfeng came to the Sacred Fire Valley. Looking at the endless stream of guests who came to congratulate him, he revealed a cold smile. "Boss, should we kill our way in?" Fire Cheelin, who was wearing a fiery red robe and had a tall and sturdy body like an iron tower, asked. "No, I want to give Fire Sky Halberd a surprise." Yi Chenfeng shook his head and said, "Let's go. Let's go into the valley to congratulate him." "You two, where are you from?" Looking at Yi Chenfeng, who was wearing a human skin mask, and the tall and sturdy Fire Cheelin, who had transformed into a human form, a disciple of the sacred Fire Valley, stopped them and asked politely, "We came to congratulate you because of your reputation." Yi Chenfeng, who was tall and outstanding, said lightly, "Can we go in now?" "Yes, please come in." Thinking that the sacred Fire Valley was full of masters and that no one would dare to make trouble at this critical moment, the disciple of the sacred Fire Valley did not suspect anything. He let Yi Chenfeng and Fire Cheelin walk into the bustling and jubilant sacred Fire Valley. Well, an alchemy competition. Walking into the sacred Fire Valley, Yi Chenfeng found that there were people competing in alchemy in the valley. Someone was even displaying a mysterious fire control technique, which attracted waves of cheers from the crowd. However, Yi Chenfeng did not stop. Along with Fire Cheelin, he followed the bustling crowd and came to the overcrowded main hall. King Wang arrived. Just as Yi Chenfeng was about to enter the main hall, he was startled. He looked to the northwest and frowned. Just as he was thinking, a loud voice sounded. Wang, who was wearing a dark golden robe and a towering crown, came to the sacred Fire Valley accompanied by 4 masters from the 9 heavens divine kingdom. Seeing Wang arrive, the crowd outside the main hall consciously opened up a path, allowing Wang, who had an arrogant look on his face, to walk into the main hall. "Come on, let's go in." Yi Chenfeng moved his body slightly and walked out of the crowd. He and Fire Cheelin followed behind Wang and walked towards the main hall filled with important people. "Stop, who are you?" Looking at the unfamiliar faces of Yi Chenfeng and Fire Cheelin, 2 masters from the sacred Fire Valley immediately stopped them and questioned them in an unfriendly tone. "Who we are is not important. What's important is that we are here to congratulate you with gifts," Yi Chenfeng said with his hands behind his back, looking at the 2 masters from the sacred Fire Valley with fierce eyes. "Leave your names and gifts, then you can leave." The masters from the sacred Fire Valley ordered coldly. "No, the gifts I brought are too valuable. I have to give them to the Fire Valley master personally." Yi Chenfeng shook his head and said with a serious expression, The 2 masters from the sacred Fire Valley frowned slightly and looked at each other. "Take out the gifts you brought. If the gifts you brought are really valuable, we will allow you to enter." The 2 masters from the sacred Fire Valley communicated with each other and said, "All right." Yi Chenfeng sighed softly and took out a huge bronze bell from the universal mirror. He said loudly, "This is my gift. I am here today to give this bell to the Fire Valley Master." Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1432. Damn it. I think you are tired of living. How dare you make trouble today? The 2 sacred Fire Valley masters looked at the bronze bell in Yi Chenfeng's hand, and their faces changed. They attacked Yi Chenfeng, wanting to injure him and capture him. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test get lost. Without waiting for the 2 of them to get close, the burly Fire Cheelin took a step forward. With one step, it cracked the thick stairs and formed a powerful cyclone. It directly sent the 2 of them flying, and they fell into the noisy main hall. "Who dares to make trouble in my sacred Fire Valley?" Seeing the 2 sacred Fire Valley experts vomiting blood and falling into a coma, the 2 Nirvana Realm elders of the sacred Fire Valley, who were Fire Sky Halberd's right-hand men, were instantly enraged. One after another, they attacked Yi Chenfeng and Yi Chenfeng, who had walked in as if no one else was present. Crack! The 2 closed in. Fire Cheelin burst out a shocking power, shattering a large area of the ground and sending the 2 Sky Fire Valley elders flying dozens of meters away. It was unknown whether they were dead or alive. I heard that Valley Master who broke through to the Nirvana heavenly realm, so I came to congratulate you. However, your two watchdogs didn't let us in. We had no choice but to force our way in. Yi Chunfeng raised a huge bronze bell and said, Valley Master Hua, are you satisfied with my gift? Bell sending, bell seeing, Yi Chunfeng throw the huge bronze bell on the ground. The entire main hall became silent. Everyone smelled something unusual. Anger appeared in Fire Sky Halberd's deep eyes. His good mood today was gone. What? Valley Master Hoa is not satisfied with my gift? Looking at Fire Sky Halberd, whose face was as gloomy as water, Yi Chunfeng smiled and said, How about this coffin? Is Valley Master Hoa satisfied? As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng took out another coffin and placed it in the Great Hall. The atmosphere in the Great Hall became tense at this moment. Who are you? Why are you making trouble in my sacred Fire Valley? Fire Sky Halberd smashed the dragon head armrest and stared at the fearless Yi Chunfeng and Fire Qilin as he shouted loudly. Because he was wary of the Fire Qilin's terrifying battle prowess, he didn't attack blindly. What? You didn't recognize me? Yi Chunfeng was the proudest one. Slightly cocking his head, he looked toward Huoling, the saint's son of Huoling, who was standing beside Hua Tianji, and said, Huoling, I wonder if you recognize me? You are Feng Chun. When the flame spirit saint heard Yi Chunfeng deliberately reveal his true voice, an image of a person who brought him endless humiliation and became his inner demon appeared in his mind. Look at you. You're worse than your son. He recognized me. Yi Chunfeng said playfully. He took off his human skin mask and revealed his true appearance. Feng Chun, how dare you appear in public and cause trouble in the sacred Fire Valley? Demon Mike King suddenly stood up from his chair and glared at Yi Chunfeng, the most wanted criminal in Octave Divine Kingdom, as he shouted, What? Is this place a dragon pool or a tiger's den? Yi Chunfeng snorted and laughed. I even dare to push your 8 directions Imperial Palace, much less this little Shenghuagu. By the way, did you see the ancient demon saint before you came? Did you see him run back to Octave Imperial City like a stray dog? Demon Mike King stared at him and said in disbelief, You injured the demon saint. If he didn't run fast enough, he would have been a ghost under my sword. Yi Chunfeng said coldly, Well, if you don't want to die, get out of here. If you don't blame me for killing you and not giving you a chance. Feng Chun, are you really going to challenge the entire Central World? Tu Wang, whose eyes were twitching violently, stood up and glared at him. His eyes were filled with anger. You're wrong. Today I'm going to sweep through the sacred Fire Valley. Anyone who helps the sacred Fire Valley is my enemy. Yi Chunfeng exuded a domineering aura as he spoke. A power beyond Tu Wang's imagination emanated from his body, enveloping the entire hall. Nirvana, you have broken through Nirvana. Sensing that Yi Chunfeng's aura was even more terrifying than his, Tu Wang's snow-white eyebrows twitched as he said in shock. Humph! Nirvana! Yi Chunfeng snorted and said, I can kill Nirvana like killing a chicken. Well, I will count to 3. If you don't get out, leave your head behind. As he spoke, the 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams were like 3 rising red suns, emerging from his body and releasing endless Tao intent, shocking everyone present. After the baptism of the heavenly punishment, Yi Chunfeng's 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams were even more powerful. Plus, he had broken through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm, and the soul power in his body had completely transformed into Tao power. At this time, the 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams were even more powerful and could definitely kill Nirvana's powerhouses. Good. Feng Chun, my Octave Imperial City will definitely take revenge. Demon Mike King didn't expect Yi Chunfeng's strength to become so terrifying in just a few years. He didn't dare to stay any longer and left after saying a few words. Others can leave, but you can't. Yi Chunfeng sneered and flew toward Demon Mike King, whose face had changed greatly. True demon heaven formula. As Yi Chunfeng attacked, Demon Mike King didn't hesitate to burn his powerful bloodline power and condense a towering true demon blood shadow, which was entwined with thick demonic chi. It held a huge demonic weapon and slashed at Yi Qinfeng. Break! Yi Qinfeng's physical strength had exceeded 200 million after cultivating his aura constitution to perfection. With a single punch, the air was instantly compressed and exploded. The punch shattered the demonic weapon that the true demon blood shadow had slashed down. The remaining force of the punch landed on the true demon blood shadow's huge body, causing many bloody wounds to appear on it. In the next moment, the bronze sword spirit flew out of Yi Qinfeng's body like a stream of light and slashed the cracked true demon blood shadow, directly splitting its huge body in half. Protect the Lord. Seeing that Demon Might King was in danger, his four powerful subordinates disregarded their own safety and stood in front of him, attacking Yi Qinfeng to buy time for Demon Might King to escape. Humph, you want to stop me? In the face of the killing move launched by the four subordinates of Demon Might King, Yi Qinfeng didn't dodge. Relying on his body that was comparable to a low-grade sacred treasure, he shattered the attack and crashed toward the four people. Bang bang bungas, soon as the four people's bodies came into contact with Yi Qinfeng, they were immediately shattered by the power of more than 200 million kilograms in his body, turning into four clouds of blood mist that drifted away with the wind. Dragon-subduing pillars demon Might King didn't expect Yi Qinfeng's strength to be so terrifying that he deduced Dao will to the extreme and condensed the dragon-subduing pillars to suppress Yi Qinfeng. When the 9 dragon-subduing pillars fell from the sky, Demon Might King unreservedly threw out 2 quasi-sacred treasures and bombarded Yi Qinfeng's head, wanting to injure him in one fell swoop. Divine Demon Bloodline Burn. In the face of Demon Might King's continuous killing moves, Yi Qinfeng transformed into a terrifying divine demon body. While raising the defense of his body to the limit of a low-grade sacred treasure, his physical strength exceeded 700 million kilograms. Bang 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 bang. The moment the dragon-subduing pillars fell, they were immediately shattered by the power that erupted from Yi Qinfeng's body. Yi Qinfeng's hand reached out, shining with Dao Will, and directly grabbed the 2 quasi-sacred treasures that were coming at him at high speed. Crack! Crack! A series of bone-chilling cracking sounds rang out. Under the horrified gaze of the crowd, Yi Qinfeng crushed the 2 quasi-sacred treasures. No! Witnessing this scene, Demon Might King was desperate. Without hesitation, he used the blood escape to escape. But Yi Qinfeng was faster. He threw out a palm print across the air. The rolling Dao will and power merged together, turning into an invincible giant handprint that smashed directly on Demon Might King's body, smashing his whole body into pieces. Not even his bones were left. Mobile reading home, book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.